No. Hey Silvery! You made it. Welcome in. How you doing? I believe it was your mom's birthday, right? Happy birthday to her. Hope she had a good time. Hey, welcome back, thank you. Oh, hi Lonnie, you're here too. Oh yeah, happy Silktember indeed. God, it's crazy. It is finally upon us. Silk Song, at long last. After what, 7 years? Oh my god. That's so exciting. Doggo says hi. Hi! Hi to the baby. The chonky baby. She had a nice birthday. Good. Glad to hear it. Did y'all do anything in particular? Like a nice dinner or outing, maybe? Silk Song. Silk Song is the 4th, if I'm not mistaken. That's this Thursday. So crazy to think about. After 7 years of development, we finally have Silk Song upon us. I'm excited. I should probably maybe pre-order that. Pre-download it. I don't know if I want it on my Switch 2 or my PS5 though. Probably my Switch 2. Silk Song is more like platformer games are more for like on the go, in my opinion. Like you don't necessarily have to sit down at a big TV to play it. Portability, yeah, exactly.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you? Yes. Portability, I got you. I knew what you meant. Porta potty, nope, that's not it. Little different. I'm still laughing, Lonnie, at how we couldn't spell jet lag for the life of us. Jet lag. Hey lag. Proba potty, stop. No. Portability, probability. When you're not sure if you need to pee or not. Stop it. Neg leg, yeah. God, I'm feeling the jet lag. You can ask CB. I was like struggling to stay awake today. Ended up napping for 4 hours. Yeah, or maybe I'm just yeah, for real. Or maybe I'm just physically tired, I'm not sure, but I definitely am a little out of the loop. Leg jet, ew. Leg jet is Ida from My Hero Academia. My boy. You went to a Szechuan restaurant, took a small walk around town, then did putt-putt golf. Gold. Your nephew's 2, so he was helping by putting all the golf balls in the hole. Aw, that's cute. Putt-putt sounds fun. I haven't played putt-putt in a while. The last time was with some friends during college, I think. CB and I had some mutuals come along to indoor putt-putt, and it was like a glow-in-the-dark one too, so it was all neon colored and cool. Really fun. I remember I pulled off a trick shot into one of the secret holes and everybody was so impressed. Oh, that's right, it was your birthday. That's what it was. That was fun. Yeah, golf. Never played putt-putt / mini golf? Oh, really? I like that you corrected golf, but not the mini part. Minu gold. We can't spell today. Mini golf is fun. I was hoping to play mini golf with my co-workers because my team and I were planning a company event for this month, but we ended up going with bowling instead. So that's happening this Friday. Silver got home maybe an hour ago. Oh shoot. Well, glad you made it. Sounds like you had a great time. Szechuan food for a birthday, wow. Bowling is fun, yeah. I think it's fun for like the first round or so, and then you start to get tired and then you score worse. Maybe get some gutters. I haven't bowled in a while either, so I don't know how I will perform this Friday. Maybe I'll be bad. If I still had Wii bowling on my used Wii, I would get some practice in, but hey, sometimes being bad at a sport makes it funnier. So, no pressure. Just enjoy it. Have some good laughs. Also, at the company event, I get free food, so can't complain about that either. Well, maybe people will trickle in as we go along. Guess we'll just get started then. As you all know, I was out of the country for the last week in Japan. And boy, I had such a great time. It was so hot, but it was so much fun. I'm excited to share my photos, videos, and experiences with you all today. Yeah, I don't know how long it'll take me, probably at least 2 hours, but feel free to chime in, questions, what have you. We'll just have a nice little chill talk and recap day. You went bowling once years ago, you just yeet that shit and knock everything out in one try. Honestly, that's a great tactic. I've also seen some people on TikTok, like really physically uncoordinated girls, do like the grandma throw where they use 2 hands to roll it forwards and they keep getting strikes that way. So whatever works, I guess. I also saw a TikTok of some black dudes playing bowling, but they were recreating the Wii bowling NPCs. So the guy throwing launched the ball backwards behind him, and the other guys behind them went ah and jumped up in unison. I love that shit. See, yeah, just have fun, you know? Just be silly, unserious. This isn't like competitive bowling here. Alright, y'all ready for this story time, I suppose? Did CB go with me? No, he did not. Originally, he would have. What the heck is fun? You play to win. That's not true. I just saw you play the most random comp in TFT for League. You are far from serious when it comes to gaming. But to answer Lonnie's question, CB was going to come with me originally, but since CB's sibling was getting married this past month, he suddenly had to put money and time towards that, so he couldn't really join me to Japan. Plus, we couldn't get him a passport in time, so he was not able to join me this time. And I figured since this trip was mainly about my concert, the Vocaloid concert, it wasn't really up in his interest, so it was just me this time around. But we're hoping to go together to Japan next fall. We'll see. Really have to work on the passport. Next time, yes, for sure. I hope so. Although technically for me, my next time will be probably this December. My company has a company-wide winter break at the end of December, so I'm hoping to maybe visit again for a week. We shall see. So yeah, to get started, I left America on the 23rd, Saturday. Bless CB for dropping me off at the airport at 5 a.m. Nothing really of note happened, but this was the photo I took on the way descending into Seattle. That was my layover. I didn't realize Seattle had such a picturesque mountain. Like, this looked a lot like Mount Fuji to me with how evenly sloped and like triangular it was. So I just had to take a picture. But yeah, landed in Seattle at 9 local time, and to my surprise, the flight from Seattle to Haneda Airport in Tokyo only took 9 hours. I was dreading 14 hours because that's how long it usually takes me. But no, flying out of Seattle only took 9 hours. It felt much easier than usual. You think that would be Mount Rainier? Okay. I had no idea Seattle had such like a prominent mountain. It looks great. CB is a League player, my condolences. Yeah. To be fair though, he doesn't play League, he just plays the auto chess mode. occasionally. So yeah, he's aware. He's aware of the consequences of League. So yeah, 9 hours felt like a breeze. I got a couple movies in and played some games, did some reading, got a little bit of sleep. I landed at 1:50 in the afternoon over in Japan, so that was already the 24th on Sunday. And the temperature outside was 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Not fun. It wasn't terribly humid like in June would be, but it was still very muggy. I forgot what like humid, sticky heat felt like. Well, true, he has a wife and work. Most League players are messes. True enough. Yeah, CB's one of the more sane League players, I suppose. And another surprising thing, customs took less than like 40 minutes, it felt like. The quote saying, yeah, you would melt in that heat. I know. I was okay because I knew what to expect. This isn't my first rodeo for sure, so I knew what I was walking into, but it still was like, oh, this is what actual humidity feels like. But man, I walked into customs. The line was as long as you would imagine, but it was moving so smoothly. Between the QR code system that allows you to pre-enter your customs info and like the automated gates for the customs windows, it was so smooth. I've never gotten through customs in such record time before, to the point where it took longer for me to grab my bag. I was waiting much longer for my luggage to come out. I don't know how, I wasn't measuring how long it took my bag to come out. It felt like 20 minutes, 30 minutes maybe. I could probably survive Florida/Texas heat right now then. Probably. I mean, I did live in 100-degree weather in Alabama for 10 years, so I'm not prone to the heat. I've never had heat stroke, for one thing, but I don't like it. I prefer cold weather. But yeah, after a long wait, I got my luggage, and then I was expecting to meet up with my mother because she said she would pick me up from the airport. But I found her youngest sister. She has 2 younger sisters, so the youngest one was out there at the lobby, and I was like, oh, you're here to pick me up? And she was like, well, there's a bit of a situation. So apparently what happened is when I landed in Haneda Airport, that was the same day that the Korean president, the president of South Korea, was leaving Japan out of Haneda Airport. So the whole airport perimeter was being secured with like layers and layers of security guards and police officers. So my mom wasn't allowed to just sit at the pickup area by the curbside. She had to either like keep looping in the airport or find a miraculous open spot in the parking garage, which none existed. So what happened was she drove over to pick me up at the airport, found out about this security situation and the congestion, and because I can't use my phone until I grab my portable Wi-Fi modem, she figured she couldn't relay that info to me, so she actually went back to grandma's place and picked up her youngest sister and was like, hey, I'll be the chauffeur. Can you please go into the airport for me and meet up with Maria so we can coordinate a pickup spot? And so my poor mom, did 2 laps back and forth to the airport. Bless her heart. Mom was truly the MVP that day. But yeah, security was crazy. So many cars outside. But we did manage to like swiftly get my baggage into the car and leave. But whew, that was crazy. I don't know why the Korean president was at Haneda Airport. That's like the slightly smaller airport that's used internationally in Japan. The bigger one is Narita. So I totally expected Narita to be like the more important politically used one, but apparently not. That sounds nuts. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Had I known, I would have planned to land on Monday instead, but apparently everybody wanted to come back to Japan on Sunday. Wonder how it feels like to have cousins or family in general. Dude, you have like so many siblings. You should know. So yeah, that was wild. The three of us drove by a department store sort of on the way back home to grab food and necessities like sheets and stuff. So yeah, we got back to my grandma's place, which is where I stayed for most of the week, and I quickly reorganized my bags, and I did my nails that night before bed. This is what they looked like. Pretty happy with how they turned out. The blue isn't as dark as I had hoped. It looked darker on the package, but it's still a pretty blue. Of course, this was in preparation for the concert on Saturday. Shiny, yes, very sparkly. 6 of them, and you don't like most of them sometimes. That's fair. And hey, you don't have to. Nobody's forcing you to be buddy-buddy with your family. It would be a benefit. A plus, if you are, but yes, sparkle. Shiny! So yeah, kind of a hectic start to the trip, but I made it nonetheless. Unfortunately that night I kept sleeping on and off. I had trouble staying asleep. I'm not sure why, and then I woke up to my mom's rustling at 6:30 in the morning. Because, you know, she's older, she gets up pretty early, naturally now. And also, I guess partially the difficulty sleeping came from my mom sharing the basement with me, and she was sleep talking a lot. So, my mom she was rustling around, making some ruckus. The temperature was 99 degrees Fahrenheit for Monday. Pretty high. But I took my time getting changed and eating breakfast. This was my breakfast. I tried to keep record of my food for most of the trip. Sleep wrestling. Better hope I don't get suplexed. Honestly, my mom would. She's such an active sleeper. She's always been. So when I learned that I would be sharing a room with her for several nights, I was like anticipating snoring. She's really loud at snoring, and she also pretty frequently falls off her bed. She tosses and turns so much. But none of that this time, but she was sleep talking a lot. And according to my dad, she does that when she gets drunk the night before. Same. You're an active sleeper too? Wow. That's pretty funny. But yeah, she was like moaning and talking a lot this time. This was my breakfast. I bought this bread from the department store the day I landed, and it was like a French bread with some potato salad on top, I think. I thought the potato filling would be a bit deeper, but it was really literally just on the surface, so it was mostly just bread. Breakfast! And the drink is just barley tea. Perfect for summertime. You used to sleepwalk a lot as a kid. I think I remember you talking about that. You end up in the couch in a mangled position. That's scary. Sleepwalking is kind of freaky. My brother used to sleepwalk. I remember CB, that's who it was. CB told me about his sleepwalking episodes. And like, wasn't it like to the point where CB would hold a conversation with his mom even though he was sleepwalking? That's crazy to me. So yeah, for Monday, the plan for Monday was my middle aunt, my mom's other younger sister, and my mom and I would head to the condo in Atami because the three sisters rented a room there. And Atami is a very famous touristy place. It's well known for the hot springs and good food, so I was pretty excited to do that. You would wake up like halfway back to your room and be like, huh, mom just told me to go back to bed. That's wild. You've been told nowadays you don't snore, you just sleep talk. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty active. CB sleep talks sometimes too. Let's see. So yeah, at around 9, my mom and I headed out, took the trains to Shin Yokohama Station. That's outside of Tokyo, I believe, but that's my mom walking down the train station. You got a lot to say, indeed. Lots of thoughts. Apparently you were talking about electrical wiring for no reason one time. What? I kind of believe that. That sounds on brand for you. You can say with certainty that you snore, but you don't move as much as you thought. Thanks, Sleep Doc. Wow. So I guess the snoring, I've heard my aunt mentioned that snoring is often like a precursor to sleep apnea or related to sleep apnea, so I guess that checks out. I don't think I snore. I sometimes breathe heavily, like you can hear me sleeping, but I'm not nearly as active as my relatives are. Like I often just fall asleep and wake up in the same position. Yep, it's related, but it's better than not breathing at all. True enough. I would rather you be snoring than not. Man, sleep is fascinating, isn't it? I had so much fun studying it briefly in Psychology 101 in college. So yeah, we left at 9, ended up at Shin Yokohama Station at around a little before 10, I think. But the weird thing about Japan is a lot of stores don't open until 10 or 11. Unlike America, where they start from like 7 in the morning, or if it's a coffee shop, like 5 in the morning. So we were just kind of killing time for a moment. We met up with the middle aunt there and bought some drinks at the convenience store nearby. But instead of waiting for any stores to open, we just decided to hop on the next bullet train to Atami. And to our surprise, we luckily... Oh yeah, that was the Shin Yokohama Station. Look how huge it is! This is both a train station and a shopping mall. It has like, it looks to be like 30 stories tall. Massive. I wish we could have shopped a bit, but we have places to go. That's one of the bullet trains. I love these things. Oh, Rapucci-san! おはようございます。お店なかなか開かないですよね。そうなんですよね。なんかアメリカよりずっと遅くてびっくりしました。でもあれですよね。電車の関係であまり早く開店できないとかなんとか。お久しぶりでございます。What's it like to be in a city with actual public transportation? Oh, it's so nice. I cannot stress enough. Japan's train systems is the best in the world. I've ridden trains both in Europe and America, but Japan is top tier. Nothing can beat Japan's trains. Now we watch Nana flawlessly swap between English and Japanese. I hope so. I mean, I spent the whole week in Japanese, so. But yeah, we got the bullet train. We got the wrapped bullet train! I didn't realize this was still a thing. This was the Disney Fantasy Springs themed one. So, Tokyo Disney Sea is one of the big parks over there. And they just opened up a brand new area called Fantasy Springs. So this was to promote that. And yeah, if we had taken a bullet train before or after this one, we would have missed it. そんなのあったんだ。新幹線乗らないから分からなかった。私もびっくりしましたよ。こんなのやってるとは思わなかったです。まだもうファンタジースプリングス開いて結構経ってるので、まだやってるとは思わなくて、めっちゃ可愛かったですよ。This was the seat cover, which was funny when the conductor was announcing stuff in the train, like the next station and stuff. He very clearly told people not to steal these. お持ち帰りはできませんって言ってました。I'm sure people would love to take these home. So yeah, these were on all the seats. And then they of course had posters along the doors. God, I want to go so bad. 年末行けるかな? You don't say Fantasy Springs like Toby Fox would. You mean like Fantasy Springs? Like that? Oh, and the other cute thing. Before you pull up to the next station, the train plays a little jingle inside. This bullet train had a jingle based off of I See the Light from Tangled. And at last I see the light. It was so cute. Toho Project, yeah. God, I felt so lucky. But yeah, I forgot how fast bullet trains go. Like, we were just zooming past. Like, it's fast enough that the air pressure changes and you can feel it in your ears. So we blew past everything in Tokyo and went to Atami, and the condo is pretty close to the Atami station, so we made it there at 11 a.m. Dropped off our bags. マジで早いから最初乗った時びっくりした。本当ですよね。私もこんなに早くて静かなの忘れてました。もう何年ぶりだろう。最後に新幹線乗ったのいつだろう。思い出せないや。Your nephew loves trains, so you've shown him a few videos of the bullet train. He loves how fast it goes. Yeah, bullet trains are awesome. Definitely a pride and joy of Japan, I think. And there are different types of bullet trains too, so you can enjoy the different looks, speeds, and stuff. I thought this was cool though. Atami Station has a footbath, ashiyu. So you can enjoy some free footbath if you're here just waiting on somebody. Unfortunately though, when I went it was broken, so there was no water in there, but maybe next time I go it'll be operating. But it's really cool. Atami has free footbaths here and there, and they're surprisingly refreshing. You'd think like, just getting my feet wet in this heat? Sounds gross, but no, it's actually pretty relaxing. 壊れてたのか、まあしょうがないな。何が壊れてたのかよくわかんないんですけど、ちょっと残念でしたね。まあ足湯は他にもありましたから。でもいいですよね。駅の真ん前にこれが無料であるなんてアメリカじゃ考えられないですよ。さすが熱海って感じですね。There are days you could go for something like that. For sure, I feel that. We all could use some good soak in the hot springs. You just want to ride a bullet train one day. Maybe you could. We should totally plan a trip to Japan together with the Splat Chat group. That'd be awesome. Yeah, we dropped off our stuff at the condo, and so we were just... The plan was to just kind of hang out and wait for my younger aunt and my grandma to arrive by car. So we went into the station and grabbed some lunch. All-day bullet train trip. That's gonna be expensive. There was a Hamamatsu Gyoza restaurant inside this shopping building attached to the train station, so we got some of those. If you've... すいません。Hamamatsu Gyoza is very famous in Shizuoka. So if you ever watched Laid Back Camp or Yuru Camp, This is the exact gyoza that Nadeshiko mentions. Next to the restaurant you went to today was a foot relax therapy place which advertised soaks. Oh, that sounds nice. Yes, food. So I ordered the hamamatsu gyoza and chilled ramen set. Came with a bit of rice. Oh, this was so good. It had like a very chilled soup right here, the broth. Chilled with lots of sesame and green onions. So good. 並べ方綺麗。本当ですよね。パリパリで美味しかったですよ。上のもやしがあんまり味ついてなかったのがちょっと意外でしたけど。いやー、浜松餃子美味しいです。冷製ラーメンももちもちで美味しかったですけど。You could go for some chilled sesame ramen again. Oh, was that something you had at the Szechuan restaurant or just something in general? I'm not sure I've had chilled ramen before, especially like tsukemen style, but this was really good. Really enjoyed it. The drink was just a barley tea, or no, oolong tea, excuse me. But yeah, highly recommend this. And then for dessert, we split a coffee milk shaved ice, bingsu. This was Taiwanese style. Oh, it was so good. The ice itself was infused with the latte, like the coffee milk flavor. So the flavor was even throughout all the ice. There were Oreo bits on top. It was very, very nice after a good meal. You've made cold sesame noodles before, had to stop making them because they were a little too much for your waistline, I believe it. Ramen is much heavier in calories than you'd expect. I mean, it's just straight up carbs. When you went to that Asian market, they had to-go foods and got some with canned coffee before going to the market. Gotcha. That sounds pretty good though. You love coffee flavored desserts. I do too. This was really, really tasty. And the ice was fluffy. Like it was light, not crunchy like American snow cones or shaved ice. Oh, it was so good. After that, oh yeah, we walked around the area. So there's a couple shopping strips or alleys in Atami. This was Veadotube. Very retro. Like I really dig the vibes here. It's just a bunch of souvenir shops and like random food places, but vibes are immaculate. Hot as fuck though. You still haven't had Asian shaved ice. Oh, that's right. We should probably go to like Big Mug and get the bingsu Korean shaved ice. It's so good. Also get a fried sesame ball with red bean paste inside and you're good to go for the arcade. Oh, love those things. Sometimes it can be too greasy, but it's like a good balance between savory and sweet. あ、ここ行ったんですね、ラプッチさん。私初めて来たんですよ。なんか昭和レトロな雰囲気いっぱいですごく良かったですね。So this was the bigger strip, and then there was a slightly smaller strip right here called Nakamise Dori. This one, well, it felt much hotter because it was narrower, but they had mist machines going off on the side right here, so that was slightly nice. I ended up buying some souvenir snacks for my coworkers here, just so I could stop worrying about it for the rest of the trip. That was like my priority at the time. Because when you work for a Japanese company with a bunch of Japanese employees, they expect souvenirs after your business trip or whatever. These are perfect. No grease, slight crunch, but soft. They're so good. That sounds amazing. You'll have to remind me to try that if I ever visit San Antonio. So knocked that out. We went back to the condo to take a break at around 1 p.m. And I must mention, Atami was really busy this day, even though it was a Monday. Atami, it was because that night was the last big fireworks show for the summer. Atami does fireworks every week during the summer, and apparently they launch 5,000 shots weekly. But so this was the last night for that, and people were like cramming the beach to come see it. But we had the condo balcony to watch. So meanwhile, at the American company, I came back. What more do you want? Yeah, exactly. 誰かが旅行行った時にお土産欲しいのは同情しちゃう。そうですか。まあ欲しいのはそうなんですけどね。配る方としては悩みますよね。何買おうかなとか。うちの職場は特に甘いものよりしょっぱいもの派なんで悩むんですよね。おせんべいかなとか。温泉まんじゅうはつまんないしみたいな。困りますよね。悩んじゃいます。Is the coworker thing common in Japan? Sounds expensive. Yeah, I mean, Japan in general has a souvenir culture. So friends, family, coworker, whoever you're related to, you're expected to bring some kind of souvenir after like a brief outing, brief vacation or whatever. Or even if you're just like, because like I was visiting family today. Hi Minty! Welcome in. You haven't missed a lot. Good timing. How you doing? Oh, go grab something to eat while you're at it. Yeah, since I was visiting family today, I made sure to bring back a souvenir for my grandma at least, because that's kind of something you do to greet people. しょっぱい派かもっと困る。しょっぱいのって意外とないんですよね。甘いお菓子ならそこそこありますけど、実際私もそういうのやったことありますか今回はですね、配るよ、なんだ、複数人に配るやつは柿の種のバラエティパックみたいなの、ご当地柿の種みたいなのボックスで買って、で直属の先輩方にはなんだっけな、静岡や熱海レモンのウエハースを買ったんだったかな。気に入ってもらえるといいんですけど、柿の種美味しいですよね。私も辛いのが食べられるようになってからは好きです。まあピーナッツ部分はなくてもいいですけど。So yeah, for my coworkers, I bought some wafer cookies with Atami lemon paste in between. So I hope that's good. And for my other coworkers, I just grabbed a variety pack of like rice crackers, like spicy rice crackers made with local ingredients. So I hope that's good. 辛いの苦手だけど食べちゃう。まあそこまで辛くないですもんね。なんか痛いっていう辛みじゃなくてじわじわくる感じ。あとちっちゃいからつい食べちゃうんですよね。そこにあるとつまんじゃうみたいな。Alright, so the three of us were waiting for the other aunt and my grandma, but they were taking their sweet time. So we decided to go back into the shopping plaza for groceries at around 3:30, and we bought some. There's sort of like a farmer's market in there, so we got some fresh vegetables to grill and enjoy after the fireworks that night, and a few other things to go with alcohol, because I'll have you know, if there's one thing that my family is famous for, it's that they're alcoholics. Especially on my mom's side. Dad's side, not so much. But man, my mom, her sisters, and their mother, drunkards. So much alcohol. And as a result, I have that bloodline. I don't drink alcohol that much, but when I'm with them, I feel the need to. So I drank almost every night this week. I'm holding back my inner alcoholic. No. The only reason I don't drink as much is because I don't like it when my face gets all pink and hot. It's uncomfy. So yeah, we bought some fresh okra. They were huge. Look how big these okras are. We got fresh okra, some asparagus, and eggplants right here. And that's my middle aunt grilling really tiny bell peppers. アルコール飲みまくった。そんなに普段飲まないんですけどね。まあ強い方ではあると思うんですけど、やっぱり酒豪の親戚に囲まれてるとどうしても飲まないといけないというか必要があるというか、まあ楽しかったですけど、オクラ大きいですよね。こんな立派なオクラ初めて見ました。逆にアスパラの方がなんか情けないというか細すぎ。しかも白いし。You're back, welcome back. They look like broccoli heads. Are you talking about the bell peppers? Yeah, these were weirdly small. But because they were small, you could eat all the way to the seeds. Like everything was edible. But we were grilling these because we bought some crab miso dip at the shopping alley at the Veadotube. So we were grilling these in preparation for the dip later. Banya Kauda style. カニ味噌、そうです。カニ味噌、なんだっけな、カニ味噌バーニャカウダっていう商品名だったんですよね。なので、そのための野菜でした。Sounds tasty. Yeah, it was quite good. If you've never had crab miso, it's a very creamy kind of taste. Not fishy at all, at least in my opinion. But especially when it's in oil like banya kauda. Hi, Japanese person. Yeah. Rapuchi-san is like one of 3, maybe? One of 2 Japanese followers I have. Hearing me speak in Japanese so casually makes you go, I could probably pronounce everything. Oh yeah, I've said before, Spanish and Japanese share phonetics, so I'm sure you could easily pronounce a lot of these things. But finally, my youngest aunt... あ、本当ですか？出てきました？初めて今回買ったんですけど、すごい美味しかったですよ。旨味もたっぷりでしたし、温めてもいいし、温めなくてもいいし、おすすめです。まあ野菜でもご飯でもいけると思います。パンとかいろいろ使えると思いますよ。You should really get back to your Japanese videos. Yeah, for sure. Take it easy though. No rush. Better steady at the race. But eventually my youngest aunt and grandma arrived by car and brought our belongings. So my mom and I went and enjoyed the large bath house. So this condo comes with a public bath, and there's a smaller one and a bigger one, and they change daily. So, but luckily this night the women got the bigger space, so we got to enjoy the outdoor onsen and all the mini shower stalls. So that was so nice and relaxing. It was a outdoor, yeah. So it's not like, I should say open air, I suppose. It's still covered and has a roof above you. At least this one does. There is a roof above you, but it is open air, so you have like a refreshing breeze. It's not scary at all. Yeah, you just get like a fresh air while you're soaking in the bath. It's so nice. The smaller bath doesn't have the open air one, so we got lucky this time. 風呂って海外とやっぱ違うでしょ。もちろんです。風呂っていう文化がそもそもないですから。まあイタリアならあると思うんですけどね。アメリカはないですね。露天風呂です、まさに。大きい方が露天風呂付きで、ちっちゃい風呂場の方にはなかったので、今回ほんとついてました。いや気持ちよかったですね。で、熱海なんで、海がすぐそこなんで、しょっぱかったんですよ。温泉の水が。海水混じりっていうんですかね。いや気持ちよかったです。Since this onsen, this hot spring was, right by the ocean, it was salty. My mom told me to take a lick, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's like seawater. It felt so good though. And after that, we went back to the room and had sushi for dinner. This was the view from the balcony. Look how beautiful it is. So this little nub right here on the mountain is Atami Castle. We decided to visit this place the next day. And then this little stretch of pier and the area behind it. This is where they launch all the fireworks. So it's like above, like right on the sea, the bay. Salty bath water. Yeah, it sounds gross, but it was very, very relaxing. 高いところ行ったな。なんだっけな、30階建てのマンションの10階からの眺めです。あ、20階からの眺めです。だいぶ高いですね。This condo is 30 stories tall, but our room was on the 20th floor, so it's pretty high up. Balcony OP, I know, right? Yeah, we could avoid all the crowds, stay in like slightly air-conditioned space, and enjoy all the views. It was heavenly, so good. My mom found such a great place to rent. It's beautiful, yeah, right? Ew, stop with the gamer girl bathwater. Stop it. But the reason my mom and her sisters split the rent for this place is because they know grandma, their mom, loves fireworks, and they really wanted to do something nice for her because driving all the way to the usual summer house is pretty tedious. It's way up in the mountains, very steep, kind of dangerous for an 85-year-old woman, so they decided to keep it closer in the city and also like within walking distance from the train station. So this was what they ended up with, and I think it's a great idea. It's gorgeous, it's easy to get to, and they have fireworks shows year-round. That's not really a thing in Japan. Fireworks are mostly for the summer, but in Atami they have it all throughout the year. Granted, during the summer it's more frequent, but during the rest of the year it's monthly. This is like having one of those VIP box seats. Oh, you're right, yeah. That's pretty much what it is. We're paying to have best premium seats. But yeah, loved this view. This is the living space, just so you guys can get an idea of what the condo looks like. It's pretty spacious. It also came furnished, which was like the best part about renting this place, I think. It's only a 2-year contract still. And that's the sushi I ordered. So there's like a sushi restaurant in the train station where we bought all the groceries, and we could do takeout from there. So that's the set I ordered, along with a can of Kirin beer, because of course, when I'm with the siblings, when I'm with the sisters, I have to drink. Kirin ビールだ。そうなんです。一番搾りが好きなんです。あとハイボールとか梅酒もいいですけど。That looks like a cozy gamer spot. Oh yeah, especially the round seat. This chair, oh, perfect for gaming. And this couch is big enough to sleep on, so my middle aunt actually spent the night on that one. But man, this sushi was so good. It was so fresh. 真ん中の寿司はなんだっけな、この大きいやつですか？大きいのはアナゴですね。ふわふわでしたよ。こんなに柔らかいアナゴ初めて食べました。はい、こんな大きいのも初めてでしたけど、めちゃくちゃふわふわで美味しかったです。これがアナゴで、イクラ、ネギトロ、卵で、エビ、これなんだったかな、アジ？サーモン、イカ、エビ、あとこれもなんだったかな、これこそアジかな。光り物あんまり食べないのでわかんないです。これハマチかな、ちょっと違うか。でマグロ、こんな大きいのいない、まさかこんなに大きいと思わなくて。Oh, and the other thing, Atami or Shizuoka in general is famous for their fresh wasabi. So my family and I bit into the sushi not expecting the wasabi to be so spicy. It was good, but it was so strong. Oh man. Definitely some fresh wasabi there. You want some? Yeah, I wish I could share you some. There's also 辛いんだよ。いや、ここのわさびすごい新鮮でびっくりしました。めっちゃ来ましたね。How different is Japanese alcohol from American alcohol? Not interested in drinking, just wanted, well, always so curious. I would say, as far as beers go, Japanese beers are far less bitter. It's because they prefer the texture over the taste, so it's not really all about like the hop and the ingredients. It's really about like chugging it, pretty much. So I think it's easier to drink than American beer. That's what I've been saying. アルコール系種類多いから、そうですね。Yeah, as Rapucci-san said, there's a lot of types of alcohol in Japan too. You got highball, you got sake, sours, whiskeys, beers, of course, wines. There's a lot to choose from. You'll eat that wasabi ice cream. I was about to say, yeah, if you've watched Laid Back Camp or Yurukyan, they went to Izu, which is pretty much where Atami is, and they ate wasabi ice cream in that episode, and I was like, maybe I could find some around here. I didn't, but I'm sure it's somewhere. Why do they always drink the most sour stuff imaginable? I don't know. I'm not a fan of American beers. Although, the area I'm in is famous for craft beers. Craft beers are even trickier, I think. It's very weird flavors, I think. Fresh wasabi sounds great, better than those packets. Yeah, no, forget the packets or tubed wasabi. Those don't pack a punch. Fresh ones, they will sting. Oh man, they will clear your sinuses no matter what is up in your nose. Which would I say is like least alcoholic but best tasting? I would say probably umeshu, plum sake. It's really sweet. Sometimes you can kind of feel the alcohol, but for the most part the sweetness takes over, so it's like a cocktail almost. So if you want to get into like Japanese alcohol, plum wine or plum sake is a good start, I would say. わさびアイスクリーム、そうなんです。わさびソフトがあるんですよ、伊豆には。今回はちょっと見当たらなかったので食べなかったんですけど、いつか見かけたら挑戦してみたいと思ってます。美味しいらしいんで。CB likes wasabi, is that right? Well then maybe when we go to Japan we can get some fresh wasabi from Shizuoka. Oh yeah, so dinner was great, and then at 8:15 the fireworks started. And I took a brief, I don't know if y'all can hear it, but it's such a sharp spiciness. Yeah, for real. It's I mean, it's basically a type of horseradish, so. But yeah, look at those fireworks above the bay. 綺麗でしょ。いや、すごい楽しかったです。人混みに紛れず上から眺めるってのは最高でしたね。なんかすごい優越感というか。Pretty, I know, right? Look at it. Oh, so good. Yeah, and the part that surprised me the most about this was that the booms, the sound, it was like shaking our the railing and our balcony, and also kind of how should I say, it kind of beats through your chest, like you can feel it in your body. And also, since Atami, this bay is surrounded by mountains, you can hear it echo off of the mountains. It was really cool. You want to go? Yeah, I recommend it. It was much more fun than I expected watching the fireworks. And Apparently, according to my mom and her sisters, they switch up the program every time. So they went to the fireworks show several times this summer, but they were like, "Oh, it's different this time." Or like, "Oh, I've never seen this pattern before." So they actually switch things up. It's really cool. Husband guy, yep, husband guy's here. Also, yeah, you'd think you'd much rather try Japanese alcohol before any kind of American alcohol. Sure. It all just depends on what you want. I mean, American alcohol can be good too, if that's what you're into. If you don't want sweet stuff, but yeah, Japanese alcohol is quite different. Variety packs, yeah, or get like a beer flight at a restaurant or something. You can always try taste testing. Mr. Mint. You're a green one, Mr. Mint. That's funny. Man, fireworks were great, and my family said the fireworks show usually lasts 20 minutes, but this time it went on for a little longer. It ended at 8:40. So I guess it was like 25-ish minutes, but oh man, it was so fun. And so afterwards we had some veggies with the crab miso banya coda that we prepared earlier. That was tasty too. Great ending to the night. And we just chatted, watched a little bit of TV, and I played a little bit of Dorf Romantic on my Switch too before falling asleep at 11 p.m. So yeah, man, Atami was already lovely, and then the next day. That's the morning view. 26th, Tuesday. Sounds absolutely beautiful. Yeah, you're telling me. This is the view I got to wake up to. You dream of the day you can do world travel. I hope you can do it, because it's totally worth the experience, I think. I love traveling when I can. I woke up to everyone's wrestling. Rustling, I said wrestling. Everyone's rustling at 7 a.m. The high this day was 93 degrees, a little lower than the day before. 潜在写真みたいじゃねえか。ありがとうございます。ポストカードみたいですよね。はがきにできそう。年賀状これにしようかな。年賀状は書かないんですけど。Now that's a hotel advertising worthy photo. Thank you. Pretty proud of it. Yeah, I love the view from the balcony. It was so nice. America's not fun. That's not true. There's some good places like national parks. I highly recommend Yellowstone, for example. So yeah, 93 degrees. Chatted with the fam, had some sandwiches for breakfast. This was the ones that I bought at the train station the day before, along with the groceries, and that's just a glass of water. Is the beach swimmable? Yes, it sure is. I didn't go this time around, just because I'm not a big fan of oceans. I also didn't bring a swimsuit, because I wasn't sure if we would be going. But yeah, it is absolutely swimmable. And while I was there, they had a limited time water park open, like a water playground open. So they had a bunch of inflatable play equipment floating on the water for kids to like climb up, slide down, and jump off of, and jump over. It looked fun. Yellowstone, yes. Yellowstone National Park. I highly recommend that one. It's vast. There's lots of beautiful places to look at, lots of geysers, animals all around. Yeah, it's just a really fascinating place. And if you learn about the history, you really appreciate it more. Not a fan of oceans. Subnautica stream when. That's different. I like oceans in games. Like, underwater stages are some of my favorites, but I'm not a fan of going to the beach. Unless I have like a snorkeling kit. Honestly, you might just need to get out of Texas, period. You know what? I can understand that. That's fair. You love the ocean. Were there fishies there? I don't know. I'm sure there were, because I mean, Atami's famous for seafood. I had some great seafood here, so I'm sure there are some fishes. So the plan for this day was Grandma and the youngest aunt left before noon to go back home, and the middle aunt and my mom and I would go around sightseeing Atami. So the three of us took a taxi to the gondola station nearby. It's a ropeway in Japanese. Yes, what reminds you? Go on. Yeah, I took this. Oh, you got a job! Yay! Congratulations! Was it the cashier job at the taco place you mentioned? Congratulations! You can actually go places now. Yay! Save up for that Japan trip, yo. And start studying Japanese. You got this. I believe in you. So yeah, the ropeway, the gondola system goes up the side of a mountain to a museum, and then from there you can walk to another museum or the castle. So we decided to do the gondola and museum round trip ticket, which only cost 2,200 yen. That's like what, $18? Yeah, in this day and age, I think it's about $18. Not bad at all. Welcome to the working class, yep. It's a courtesy clerk at a grocery store now, but it pays so much. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Very happy for you. Hope it goes well. Good luck with that. Def gonna be saving and brushing up on your Japanese further. Yeah. I'm rooting for you. If you need more pointers or help practicing, I'm gonna be here for you. And I will go ahead and explain. So there's the Atami ropeway, that's the gondola, and there is the the Atami Secret Treasures Museum. This is an adult museum. It's all about sex and sexual paraphernalia. So you can get a ticket set to visit both the ropeway and this adult museum. And that's what we decided to do. Yeah. Mr. Twitch, get your no. So the route that the route that my mom figured out was we take the ropeway up to the station, walk to the castle at the top of the mountain, spend some time there, walk back down to the station where the museum is attached to, go through the adult museum, and then take the ropeway back down to the mountain, and then have some lunch, a late lunch at the bottom. 秘宝館行ったんですよ。So more on that later, I guess. But that's the ropeway. Very small, very cute, and it's glass all around. So no matter where you're standing, you have a great view of the bay and the mountainside. My mother is pretty chill to be down to going to that museum. Oh, she was the one who was like excited to go see it. My mom had never been to one of those. The middle aunt and the younger aunt have been. The younger aunt was the one who went the most recent. So my mom had never been on this gondola in particular and never went to that adult museum. So she was like, let's go. I want to go check it out. So having a late lunch with Willies behind my back. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Mama Nana's a weirdo. That's where I get it from. But yeah, this was the gondola, and I took a brief clip going up. Oh my gosh. Runs in the family, indeed. Yes. Yeah, it's just, this is kind of... I don't recommend this ropeway if you're physically challenged. Because the gondola station is specifically for the adult museum. It doesn't go all the way to the castle, so if you want to go to Atami Castle, you have to walk quite a bit. There's a lot of stairs, a really steep hill, and it's pretty much uncovered all the way to the castle. So if you're not all about climbing mountains or staircases, I don't recommend doing this. Husband guy, does that mean you have it too? No, he married me, so I don't think he has it either. And if husband guy was with me on this trip, I don't think we would have gone. But anyways, we hiked a bit from the station and got to the castle, so this is what it looks like at the entrance. And unlike the major castles in Japan, 行かなかったんですね。私も初めて来たんですけど、熱海城です。And unlike the major castles like Osaka Castle or Nagoya Castle, this is not historic. This is not nearly as historic. If I remember correctly, this was built in 1959, so it's like fairly modern. And I think the only reason it's still standing is because it's a tourist attraction, so it's not of historical value necessarily. This looks cool. Yeah, I mean it's a very neatly well-kept building, but it's definitely new. Is that the ramen shop? Where there's no ramen shop here, just so you know. This is strictly the castle. What you're seeing down here is the ticket booth. So next to the castle, the trick art museum. It's like a optical illusion museum. So if you want tickets to the castle and or the trick art museum, you have to go to this window. But before we went into the castle, they had a little monkey show right outside. So I sat down to watch it. The handler's name is Asagao. Asagao-chan means morning glory, the flower. And then the monkey's name was Nico-chan. Sorry you have the screen minimized, thought it was a shop entrance. I mean, you're not wrong. This castle is essentially just one big tourist trap. So I don't blame you. But yeah, there are no restaurants in the castle. But yeah, I was surprised by how young the handler was, and then she introduced herself as she just graduated high school this past spring, so she's fairly young. And Nico-chan, the monkey, is only 4 years old, so they're both like budding performers. It was so cute. But yeah, as you can see from the timetable on the fence behind them, they do hourly shows every day, it seems. So I was lucky enough to catch the first show at 11 a.m. this day. This is all sounding like the Canadian side of Niagara Falls, tourist spots everywhere. I mean, yeah, pretty much. You're not wrong. Atami is one big tourist escape, so tourist destination, I should say. So pretty much anything you do here will be for sightseeing reasons. I also took a brief clip. Oh wait guys, what is that? What is like the best first stop in Japan for you? You wanted somewhere small and friendly, but where you can still have lots of fun and pretty night lights. That's a good question. ラプッチさん、なんかおすすめの観光スポットあります？日本の中で。アクセス良くて夜景もあってみたいな。I would say 観光スポット。I would say Skytree in Tokyo. It's the big, yeah, it's a monkey, it's a cute monkey. I would say Skytree is a good start. It's the big new tower in Tokyo where you can get a full view of Tokyo's area, urban area, There's a big shopping... Yeah, Skytree, exactly. It's the new tower. It's got a viewing deck at the top. It's got a shopping plaza inside. Lots of restaurants as well. And there's also a really nice aquarium at the foot of it. So, and if you get lucky, you can maybe get a reservation at the Kirby Cafe at the same spot. You have to do that like months in advance if you can. But yeah, Skytree area is pretty fun. スカイツリー東京タワーは綺麗だからおすすめできる。私もそう思います。Yeah, Skytree's fun. If you want to, you can also do Tokyo Tower like Rapucci-san just said. Yeah, there's a Kirby cafe. It's cute. Yeah, Kirby Cafe. It's cute, but it's not great taste-wise, as I've heard. I've never been. I don't think I will. But yeah, it looks super fun. So if that's something you want to do, Skytree and Solamachi is the shopping center. So I think that's a great start. It's also easy to get to because it's in the heart of Tokyo. But I must say, the performers just now, Asagao-chan and Nico-chan, they have a long ways to go, kind of. You can really tell they need more practice, but I think they did a good job. I made sure to give them a good tip. There are a lot of Tokyo-based YouTubers that just show the city off. Yeah, I believe it. I mean, that's where all the busy stuff is. All the fun stuff is. So after the show, they did a great job. I'm happy I got to see them. So we entered the castle at around 11:20. This was what the ticket looked like, what we got. We decided to do both the castle and the trick art museum. So that was 2,000 yen. Maybe $17 today. Again, super cheap. Totally affordable. You heard tips were like banned in Japan. So tipping in general isn't a thing, but for street performers and shows like that, they will sometimes ask specifically for a monetary tip. So in this case, after the performance, the two went around with a little basket in hand, and so you can leave a money tip if you want to. So I made sure to give them 1,000 yen. Love my nails. Oh, thank you. I can show you what they look like. Yeah, there they go. I did this the night I landed. This was in preparation for the concert at the end of my trip. But yeah, super cheap ticket price. Pretty, thank you. So yeah, we went into the castle. We decided to go from the top floor down, so there were 6 stories. But this was on the first floor, I think. So they had a room full of old samurai armor, horse armor, swords like this, and other weapons. I thought this was really cool. The thicker sword with the dragon etched onto it, so cool. It looks ocean themed. Oh, the nails. I guess so. I was aiming for Kaito themed because, you know, the Vocaloid concert. I have to support my boy Kaito, so it's all blue. かっこいいですよね。このタッチすごい気に入って思わず写真撮っちゃいました。Oh, you love sword designs? Yeah, there were some really intricate looking swords. Nippon steel! So those were I laughed at this gun. So there's the rifles over here, and then this monstrosity on the left. It has 8 barrels. Talk about shotgun. This is so stupid. なんだこれ本当ですよね。一度に8個の弾を撃てる鉄砲らしくて。What in the America is that? I know, right? One more barrel, just one more. I guess so, but 8 barrels. Can you imagine reloading this thing? It must take a lot of time to do that. It's so big and stupid. I love it. that was used by my great grandpuppy in the Civil War. Stop it. No, this is ancient Japan, my dude. God, I can only imagine how heavy it is too. 時間かかりすぎて好き、ほんとバカですよね。これ玉込めんのにどんだけ時間かかるのか。あと重そうですよね。こんなの打てる気がしないんですけど。I wonder how bad the knockback would have been. ロマンはある。まあ確かにそうですね。夢はありますね。一度打ってみたい気がする。ほんとアホ臭くて好き。Speaking of stupid, there was also this bunny-eared helmet. It literally says bunny ear helmet. I've never seen something like this. The one next to it has deer antlers, which is kind of cool, but yeah, this kind of looked like rabbits to me. Knockback would have given you wings, probably. God, 8-barrel knockback. I hope your shoulders stay intact after that. 反動で体飛びそう。本当ですよね。肩がどっちも脱臼しそうで怖いです。You want the bunny helmet? It's so cute. I wonder how hard it is to keep it balanced on your head though. It's the bunny from Monty Python. Yes, the murder bunny. God. Yeah, I've never seen something like this. It's cool. Oh, that's right. There was also a floor dedicated to quiz art. So they had a bunch of old Japanese art, like cut out and structured in ways that hinted at a certain word. So you had to look at the picture and figure out what the word was. And they also had a little piece of paper that had a few of the questions on it, so you could fill out the answers. And if you got them all right and take them to the gift shop on the first floor, you can trade it for a little prize. So that's what we decided to try. This wasn't one of the questions, but I thought this was cool. It's a bunch of cats shaped to spell out a word. So you had to try to decipher what it was spelling out. Oh, that can also be a bamboo helmet. You're so right. Oh, we need a samurai, like a warlord bamboo now. That'd be cute. But yeah, quiz was fun. You definitely need to know Japanese, though. It is impossible if you don't know Japanese. Both reading it and answering it, but I managed to get all the answers. This was the view from the top of the castle, or at least at the top floor that you can access. So yeah, this is, I believe, this is the pier where they shot the fireworks from. サムライボンプ想像したら愛おしい。そうですね。実現しそうではあるんですけど、どうかな。That view, goddamn, I know, right? Man, we had such great weather. Again, hot, but man, it was clear skies, light breeze, perfect. Perfect for pictures. Water's so blue. Yeah, you're right. It looked even bluer on the other side of the castle, which was this side. I guess it was a bit more teal over here, but this is the other side of the mountain that we could see from the balcony. It's blazing over there. I believe it. I mean, Lonnie is also complaining about the 100-degree weather. 全体写真みたいじゃねえか、敵。いやー、ここはどこを撮っても映えますよ。Can't even stand in the kitchen without getting sopping wet. Ugh, I believe it. I was pretty much in the same situation in Japan. It was like I was just seeping sweat. I wasn't dripping with sweat. I was just like oozing sweat. It was just so sticky. Great view though. Oh yeah. So yeah, on the, I think it was the 最近日本暑いから本当ですよね。でも6月ほど酷暑ではなかったと思います。ニュースで見てびっくりしました。43度とか記録する地域もあったらしくて。So on I think it was the third floor of the castle, there is this Shunga Ukiyo-e Museum floor. Shunga, if you don't know, is porn. So this floor is for 18 and older people only. And of course, my mom, aunt, and I decided to go check it out. 38、確かに。私が飛び立った時は40度行ってましたね、確か。oh, yeah. Yeah, this was wild. I have to say, the internet is for porn. Sounds like a good time. I mean, it sure was. It was something. I've never properly looked at Shunga before, but man, there was some wild stuff. Mother, why are you and Granny so freaky? It's not Granny, it's my auntie. I don't think Grandma would have liked this. Yeah, it was interesting because there were some big name artists like Katsushika Hokusai. Hokusai did the famous Tsunami and Fuji painting that I'm sure everybody has seen before. Like big name ukiyo-e artists drew porn back in the day, and they were like multiple along the walls here. Yeah, Hokusai apparently drew Shunga. So yeah, so my mom and aunt and I were talking like that was probably how they made money. Like that's probably what most of the commissions were for back in the day. And man, some of these artists really exaggerated the body parts. Which, you know, lately in hentai and like doujin art, it's pretty much the same deal. So Japanese people have been doing the same thing for ages now. Silvery remembers going to a small gallery in France and the basement exhibits was all adult stuff. I believe it. I mean, I would expect something like that from French people. Was Shikibu in there? I mean, Shikibu's... Yeah, she does poetry. Shikibu's just a writer. そういう絵は昔あったっぽいからね。いや、誇張がすごかったですよ、中には。Japanese are masters at their suggestive crafts. Yes, indeed. It was a sight to behold. And there were a lot of pieces where you're like, what is happening here? Like, what is the position? I don't think the body is supposed to turn in that way. Which, again, is, you know, something you still see in hentai art nowadays. So Japanese people have not changed. The next floor was more heavily featured about the castle itself and other castles. So they had a brief history about Atami Castle written on the wall, and then this was the size comparison. So here's Atami Castle right next to the Statue of Liberty to give you a better idea of the scale. And in this room was a bunch of models of famous castles in Japan, but these were all made of matchsticks. Like every piece of rockwork here and roof tile all matches. It was impressive. すごいですよね。全部マッチ棒なんですよ。名古屋城、大阪城、あとなんだったかな。ほとんどの城があったんですよね。熊本城とか。はい、全部マッチです。すごいですよね。このガキまで。Even the Japanese just the Statue of Liberty as a unit of measurement. I think it's mostly for the visitors, the foreign visitors, the tourists, just so they can get a better idea. But yeah, this was a sight to behold. It was cool. イカれてるだろう、褒め言葉。最高に狂ってますよね。一体どんだけの時間がかかったのか。いや、でもよくできてましたよ。大きかったですしね。These were pretty sizable models too. Like I cannot even guess how much time went into building each of these models. It was cool. Yeah, it's one Statue of Liberty tall. Why are we like this? I don't know. I mean, I've been to the Statue of Liberty, so I guess it gave me a good sense of the size at least. 職人技が光ってる。確かに。これは波の技じゃないですよね。 絶対プロの仕業です。So yeah, that was cool. You saw someone measure kittens with donuts? What? I know that Hello Kitty is 5 apples tall. Does that count? I'm not sure how that's possible either. Oh yeah, and Atami Castle had a free foot bath as well, so I bought a small towel and soaked my feet a bit. It was so nice. That view with a free foot bath, yes please. Oh, it was also a jacuzzi foot bath, so I could like press the soles of my feet against the jacuzzi stream, and it was like a nice massage. It was so relaxing. Spent a good maybe 5 or 10 minutes there. Sauce packets. Oh my gosh. I think I know what you mean now. Hello Kitty はリンゴ5個分だですよね。知ってる人なら知ってる。わかる人はわかる。I think that was about it for the castle. So this was the prize I got for the quiz earlier. We stopped by the souvenir shop on the first floor, and you could choose between a magnet, a keychain, I think, and a different keychain, but the magnet had the prettiest picture, so that's what I went with. It's pretty small. It's like an inch by inch square. Nice little souvenir. I might put that on my work desk, if not my fridge at least. A foot bath like that sounds amazing, right? It was great. Highly recommend. Especially because it was free. If that foot bath jacuzzi was in America, it would definitely be an extra charge. Not here. Is that the magnet? It sure is. Yeah, so I guess in the springtime you can see some cherry blossoms or flowers around the castle. Excuse me. So that was the Atami Castle. Pretty fun. Nothing impressive in my opinion, but it's a nice spot for pictures. お土産の磁石結構種類ある。そうですかね。私あんまり磁石は興味ないんですけど。まあクイズの商品ということでもらえるもんはもらっときましょう。Oh yeah, after the castle we walked over to the trick art museum like I mentioned, and that's where we took a bunch of fun pictures. My mom had the most fun, it seemed like, because since we had 3 members in our party, we could take turns taking pictures of each other, and also there was one set where it required 2 people, so my mom and I could have our picture taken together. So she was like, you can't really do this like with dad, with just me and dad. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I don't think dad would be good at posing for stuff like this. Had fun there. It was a pretty short trick art museum though. And then we walked over to the Hilltop Terrace Cafe for a break. I bought the Atami soda float. That's what you're looking at here. There's more Project Voltage content coming soon. Sure is. There's a live event happening next spring. I wish I could go. It looks yeah, it was photogenic for sure. But the soda was like blue Hawaii. Very common blue flavor in Japan. Think like blue raspberry in America, just not nearly as fruity. Maybe like a lesser sweet ramune is the better idea. But this soda was not sweet at all. My aunt bought the soda by itself. ブルーハワイって海外にはないのかな？ないですね。そもそもカクテルから来てるらしいので、カクテル自体もあんまり効かないですよね、ブルーハワイって。Still sounds kind of tasty. Is that vanilla ice cream in it? Yes, it is. So my aunt got the soda by itself and let me taste it, and it was practically just carbonated water with some blue coloring. But the vanilla ice cream really helped add some sweetness and flavor to it. So I recommend the float version if you ever are considering it. Never mind play. Yeah, get the float. Still not nearly as sweet as I hoped, but it was still refreshing. Yeah, go for the float. And so after... 小さい頃からブルーハワイどこでもあるところで育ったからまあ日本はよくありますよね、かき氷のシロップとか。アメリカではないな、さすがに。ブルーっつったらブルーラズベリーになるので。So after we got a breather, we took a breather at the cafe. We walked back down the hill to the station where the entrance to the adult museum was. And of course, this place is strictly no photography, so I don't have any photos. Mr. Twitch can calm down. I don't have any photos. I will say it was super campy and funny though. It was so 80s Japan. Essentially, they have a bunch of interactive displays with like mannequin figures and video screens and light fixtures. So it was a lot of funny, slightly sexy stuff. Yeah, it was interactive. It was interactive. Yeah. So one of the displays that's just called a glory hole. No, not like that. Stop it. I'm gonna get banned if you say that. You're staying with the floats, thank you. Yeah, that's fair. But it was so funny. One of the more tamer, quote-unquote, exhibits was a Marilyn Monroe mannequin standing over a vent with air flowing, and that's behind a glass. And outside of the glass is a little crank where you can turn the wheel and make the airflow faster. And so if you crank it far enough, it blows her skirt all the way up and you can see her panties. They were very nice white lace panties. You would be too embarrassed to go with family. Friends would be a different story. Totally okay to go alone. That's fair. I think that's for most people. My family's kind of weird. I mean, yeah. My mom, her sisters, and I occasionally share yaoi manga, talk about yaoi stuff, so we're pretty comfortable talking about those sexy things. This was just straight up funny. It was just so campy. Not horny to like your imagination. You'd be embarrassed just going alone, all the stares you'd get. I mean, yeah, I think this would be fun with friends, if anything. Going alone would be awkward. I don't know if I would even do that. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, my mom was the OG Fujoshi, and so her sisters and I got those genes. The one exhibit that got a good laugh out of my mom and my aunt, though, there was a room that was like dimly lit, and along the walls were paintings, like really famous paintings, such as the Mona Lisa and the Birth of Venus. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but there's a famous painting of like a naked woman standing inside an open clamshell or a scallop, whatever. But if you stand on the panel in front of each picture, a light turns on behind the picture, thus making that screen with the picture printed on it kind of fade. So it reveals a different picture. ヤホイって知らないんですね。すいません。まあ、山なし、落ちなし、意味なしってことで覚えておけばいいと思います。まあ、要するに BL ですね。A different picture, you say. Yes. Yeah, so the famous art is printed on a screen that becomes see-through when you light it from behind. Not the blacklight dome sheets. No, it's not blacklight necessarily. But when you step on the panel on the floor, light turns on, art goes away, and reveals something else. So for the Birth of Venus, it's a naked woman on a clamshell, beautiful picture, but when you step on the panel, it reveals a super muscular guy with his bits out. And my family, my mom and aunt were like dying because they weren't expecting it to go in that direction. But I was like, hey, gender equality. Yeah. Oh, it was so funny. It was also poorly drawn. Like, it wasn't nearly as Renaissance-esque in style. It was like so stylized. It was so funny. That looks like it'd actually be funny. Yeah, I'm telling you, it was so campy and comedic, just slightly sexy and inappropriate. Cause like, I've been to the Museum of Sex in New York City with my friends, and that was horny as fuck. Like, that was like straight up sex. It was all about the biological of sex. This was just funny and inappropriate. I mean, originally this adult museum was built to bring in new tourists, so it's not... Of course there's one in New York. I don't know if there's any other museums of sex in America, but that's the one I've been to. Well, that one makes you feel things. This adult museum, not so much. It was just really funny. Sadly though, the adult museum in Atami is the last of its kind that's currently operating in Japan. There used to be many across the country, but they closed down after about 30 years of operation. So if you want to support this museum, make sure you go to Atami. There has to be one in Vegas, you know? Maybe? You might be right. I've never heard of it, but... if they thought they'd get more tourists with suggestive stuff, they're very right about us. Yep. Yep, they sure nailed it. And also, it seems like they toned down a lot since they opened 30 years ago. 30, 40 years ago. They had a little bit of censored. Is this a museum you really want to go to? I mean, it's worth talking about. It makes for a great story, if anything. You can say that you went there. They also had a gift shop, so I of course bought a couple things. My mom, aunt, and I got matching keychains. This is made to look like a retro love hotel key. They had different colors. So I went with the solid white one, but my mom and aunt got the sparkly pink one with the white text because they were like, this looks like the most suggestive. Like, this looks like an actual love hotel key. But I was like, I'll stick with the white one. I also bought some stickers. They had pit. So there's a long story. So there's something called the 48 moves in ancient Japan. It's a manual of sex positions basically, but it's called the 48 moves. And this adult museum made pictogram versions of each position, and they sold blind bags stickers of these pictograms, which I thought was glorious. So I bought 3, and I'm going to send them to my friend Ricky without him knowing. So Lonnie, don't tell him this. Don't tell Wiki about this. I am sending him some sexy stickers. They don't look like it from a glance. They just look like infographics, but if you know, you know. It's so funny. And here you thought it was just cool weapon moves. Nope. You thought it was judo? Karate? Nope, it's sexy. Then back in America, you'll have people innocently asking what's on the keychain. I mean, yeah, to be fair, it only says Atami Secret Treasures Museum on here with the 1980. I think that's the year they opened. So nothing blatantly suggestive here, but if you know, you know. Hihokan. I don't know whether to actually use this keychain for my keys, but I will find a place for it. That was an experience. Anyways, so after we got a good laugh at that museum, we went back down to the gondola station and stepped right into the seaside barbecue restaurant across from the station. I think it's called Kimi. That's the name of the shop, Kimi. I thought it was Takami, but it's Kimi. Honestly, depending on how bored and how numb you are to social anxiety, by then you just might go, hell yeah. I mean, if you feel awkward there, just remember everybody else probably feels the same way around you. Barbecue, yeah! Hamayaki! So like I said, Atami's famous for their seafood, so this is the seafood barbecue. あったんですね。めっちゃ美味しかったですよ、ここ。安かったし、新鮮でしたし。いやー、これは贅沢な食事でした。let's see. We started out with a shirasu salad. This is steamed fishies with like a vinaigrette dressing. Got some oysters, banyakata style. Or no, ahijo, sorry. This is basically olive oil. And that's an abalone sashimi. So this is fresh abalone with the guts and all. It was so good, so tasty, so fresh. I'm not sure what the English name of these are, but they're basically just clams. They were lightly salty flavored. So meaty, so fresh though. That's a turban shell, as many of you may have seen from Animal Crossing. And a whole scallop. I wasn't expecting this. Normally they only leave the meaty part, but they included the guts and the little stringy part on the side. It was all so good. I'm making you hungry, sorry. Incoming, Mishtero, what's the word? Incoming food porn, sorry. A whole grilled scallop, indeed. With some soy sauce on it. Oh, so good. I think that was it. It was so fresh. It was so cheap too. お腹すいただからインスタントラーメンを食べる。すいません。飯テロ注意でしたね。ぜひなんか召し上がってください。食べながら聞いていただけると嬉しいです。いやー、浜焼き美味しかった。めっちゃ食った。And of course my aunt and my mom were drinking away. Oh, that's right. We also got a grilled squid. This was also super good. It wasn't as chewy as I was afraid, because a lot of times when you grill squid too much it gets hard, but this was like just the right firmness with the mayo and spice on the side. Oh, so good. Squid, woo! Fellow squid lover spotted in the chat. God, you've always wanted to try cooked squid. Oh yeah? I like it. It might be one of my favorite seafoods, especially in sushi. It has such a firm crunchiness to it. I don't know how to explain it, but it's got such a firmness to it that it's really like satisfying. Fills up your tummy. Oh, so good. It also goes with most sauces, whatever you prefer. But yeah, this place was great, even though some of the menu items were out of stock, probably because they had a big crowd come in for the fireworks the night before. But yeah, everything we had was so fresh, tasty, perfectly cooked, and cheap. Highly recommend this place. Firm crunchiness sounds amazing, right? Yeah. Some people might find that weird for seafood, but if you get what I'm talking about, it's great. So tasty. Let's see. So we filled up on all the seafood and we taxied back to the condo to grab our belongings and took a brief break at 4. And we took the bullet train and metro back to my grandma's place. The aunt went back to her own apartment halfway through, but my mom and I went straight back to the grandma's house. And yeah, the youngest aunt picked us up from the train station at 5:30. You prefer fried/cooked seafood solely because of the crunchiness. Oh, gotcha. Well then, yeah, you'll probably enjoy some You'll probably enjoy fried squid then. イカはイカリングが一番好き。イカリングもいいですよね。私は握りかな。やっぱ握りのコリコリ感がたまらないです。Not just an aunt, but the aunt, yes. If you can't tell, the youngest aunt is my favorite aunt. So I will be referring to her as the aunt. Oh yeah, by the time my mom and I got back to the house, one of my cousins also arrived because he was going to stay for one night, and he gave me a bunch of Kaito merch. Oh, this was by the dock. I thought this was a nice scene. This was on the way to the taxi station. Yeah, we were about to take a taxi back to the condo. I don't know what it is. I just like the view of a dock. You know, such a serene atmosphere. That's a nice shot. Thank you. I'm glad you think so. Again, weather was great. Other than the heat, of course, but the cool aunt. Yeah, exactly. She's the cool aunt. You do remember your mom saying she found this cool Asian market plaza near us, so you might try to find some fried squid there. Oh, yeah. Hope you do. If anything, I would expect them to have dried squid. That's a little different, but docks are lovely, right? Yeah. You can definitely tell this is a fishing dock. They have a bunch of crates here. But yeah, one of my cousins, my younger cousins, stopped by the house to spend the night, and he pulled out a bunch of Kaito stuff that they had stocked up for me. Oh my gosh. And by they, I mean him and my favorite aunt. The two of them, every time they come across Kaito stuff, they buy it and stock up for me. So whenever I come back to Japan, they just give me a bunch of stuff. It's so great. So that's a keychain from the Miku Expo, I think, in America, which is great. I love this art. I'm so glad they got the keychain for me. I can't wait to use it. This is an acrylic standee for Miku's birthday, and then that's the wristband for this year's Magical Mirai concert. So you better believe I wore this on the day of the concert. I was so excited. So cute. 天気に恵まれましたね。本当ですよ。いや、最近大雨が突然降るって聞いたんでちょっと心配だったんですけど、暑い以外は全く問題なくて本当良かったです。たまに曇ってたりしてね。Him and the aunt, yep. I got good family. I do, yeah. I'm so blessed with such good family. I'm glad we're close. It's nice that we have... I share interests with pretty much all of my immediate family, so there's always something to talk about with somebody. It's great. You love preying on your friends' interests. Oh yeah, it was Miku's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Miku. Happy 18th anniversary. So that was a nice surprise. Oh, I took a quick shower and I forgot. My mom, aunt, and I stopped by a cheesecake shop in Atami, so I went for the jarred cheesecake, quote unquote. There wasn't really a cake in there, but it was like cheese, milk cheese in there. And you have my hand for size. This thing was tiny. This was like maybe 2.5 inches tall. It was so small and cute, but it was so good. The yellow part was a sort of salty cream cheese pudding, I should say, and then on top was vanilla like whipped cream. That looks so yummy. Yeah, it was quite good, and for the size, it was pretty filling. Take it like a shot. I mean, it's not that easy. It's not very liquidy, but yeah, it came with a long spoon, so I ate that up in a minute. Alright. So yeah, I think that was the end of Atami. And so I kind of was looking through Google Maps to figure out my route for the next day, and then my mom invited me to watch a movie with her in the living room, so she pulled up a movie called Samurai in Time. That's the English title. In Japanese, it's called Samurai Time Slipper. This was great. Honestly, I wasn't expecting it to be so profound, I guess. It's an indie movie that became so popular in Japan that it got more releases across the country, and then it eventually won an award, apparently. But it's about a samurai that gets struck by lightning, and as a result transports into the modern day, around like early 2000s Japan, and then he stumbles onto a movie set and becomes a sort of extra, a samurai extra. So he starts out as a small-time actor. あ、知ってるんですね。いや、これ初めて見たんですけど、思ったより面白かったです。He starts out as a small-time actor getting cut down by the main characters, and because he's a samurai, he knows how to use a sword better than any normal person, and so he quickly, rises the steps and becomes a bigger star. And it's an all-around comedy, but it had pretty decent writing and like a very exciting and moving climax to it. I thought it was there was a lot of heart that went into this. It was a good time. A little slow in some parts. It felt a little long to me, but again, it was an indie movie, so I'm glad I got to watch this with my mom. And then again, I played some Dwarf Romantic before falling asleep around 11 that night. Yeah, eventful day. Atami was fun. I recommend visiting if you can. Let's see, 27th, Wednesday. I woke up before 6, probably due to my jet lag. So I tried to sleep a bit more and then woke back up at 9. The high on Wednesday was 99 degrees Fahrenheit, so we went back up again. But the big plan for Wednesday was going karaoke with my relatives and then the Monster Hunter bar. But that was all in the evening, so I decided to hit up Akihabara, which is where both of those things are. I've decided to hit up Akihabara before everybody else and get some shopping done until then. What's Atami like again? Lots of water, Loot Museum, and lovely seafood. It does sound pretty fun. Yep, that's it. That's Atami in a nutshell. Monster Hunter, woo! Oh, are you also a Monster Hunter fan? Hell yeah. Yeah, so this I did some solo shopping in the afternoon. So this is my walk to the train station closest to my grandparents' place. Back when I lived in Japan, I used to live with my grandparents a little bit, and so I would take this road down to the elementary school, so it's kind of a nostalgic stroll for me, if it would load. Oh, you've always wanted to play? It's cool. I would say now's a pretty good time to get into it, but I think if you're going to start as a newbie, Monster Hunter Rise would be a good start. Monster Hunter Rise was very like... oh, there you go. Rise was not watered down, but it was like streamlined enough for beginners to pick up easily. And they've got really good monsters. They have some of my favorite monsters in that game, so I recommend that one. You've been restricted to mobile for like the past 6 years. You haven't seen a quality game in literal centuries. That's unfortunate, yeah. There is a Monster Hunter game on mobile though. There's also like a Pokemon Go for Monster Hunter. I think it's called Monster Hunter Now. これから用事があるので落ちます。楽しい話ありがとうございます。いや、来てくださってありがとうございました。久しぶりにチャットしていただけて嬉しいです。いってらっしゃいませ。What a beautiful walk, so green. Yeah. These trees along the railing, they're all cherry blossom trees. So in the spring you can go walk alongside a line of beautiful flowers. I love it. This is one of my favorite spots to take a walk. And the big building in the distance over there, that was the elementary school I used to go to. What's the mobile version of Monster Hunter like? I'm not sure. I've never played it myself. But as far as Monster Hunter Now goes, I'm pretty sure it's just like Pokemon Go. You walk around, encounter a monster, and fight it. So yeah, had breakfast, headed to Akihabara past 10, and arrived around 11. And if you don't know, Akihabara is the town in Tokyo that first started out as like an electrical parts town. So they have a lot of mechanical components that you can find. But nowadays, it's also known as an otaku weeb city, mostly for men. So if there's like a game, anime, idol, or whatever pop culture thing you're looking for, you can most likely find it in Akihabara. So this day was for shopping. I was mostly shopping for friends, but as soon as you get into the train station, they have lines of gacha machines. That's what you're looking at right now. I was staring at the gacha machines because Lonnie had a specific prize that they were looking for. Unfortunately, they seem out of season. Was Akihabara the Japan part that had lots of pride stuff too? I think you saw that somewhere. I don't know. I don't think so. Akihabara is not necessarily famous for pride stuff, I think. Could be somewhere else. I could be also wrong. Gambling, yeah. I didn't do any of these gachas or these. I was just looking for Lonnie's thing. Let's go gambling! Can never escape the gacha life. So yeah, gave up on the gachas, went to the other end of the train station. Is there a Pokemon one? Probably. I saw a lot of cute animal stuff. There's a bunch of anime stuff here too, but maybe not so much Pokemon. These look like pictures to get tourists to come to Japan, so photogenic. Are you sure? I guess so. I feel like this was kind of poor composition, but thank you. I walked all the way to the other end of the train station to get to the official YoStar merch shop. Oh, of course, only in Akihabara would you find a wall-sized advertisement for a maid cafe. Or a pop-up store for maids. Cute, though. But I was like, yeah, this is it. This is Akihabara Station. Please, you want a Hatterene keychain, pretty please. Oh, they might have had one. I'll mention later. What on earth is that? This is some kind of pop-up store. I don't know if it's like a game or a VTuber group, but yeah, this was an advertisement. Miku, yeah. To my unfortunate surprise, they had a pop-up store featuring the Sanrio and Vocaloid collaboration, which I had no idea was happening. They had so many cute things, except for the Kaito plushie. Look at all these plushies. They have everybody except for Kaito. You're fucking kidding me? So mad. And the fact that they didn't accept cash. They only took digital money, so I ended up not buying anything. But, oh my gosh. What is this racism against Kaito? Stop it. Kaito, by the way, is paired up with Tuxedo Sam the Penguin, one of my favorite Sanrio characters. I was so ready to drop money on the plushie, and they don't have one. So if anybody finds one, let me know. They included Meiko before Kaito. Yeah, exactly! I'm like, what the fuck is this? They don't even have a nameplate for him, I think. I don't think they had a price tag for Kaito, so well, I don't know what is happening here. No cash from what you've heard. That's kind of unusual in Japan. It is. You're absolutely right. That's why I was surprised. Yeah, I almost considered getting a t-shirt from here, but again, without the cash thing, I didn't want to try my luck. I also had places to be this day, like the YoStar shop. So this whole wall with the screen above it, that's the YoStar official merch shop. I am a big fan of Blue Archive and Arknights, so I decided to stop by here. What's YoStar? YoStar is a video game, like a mobile game distributor, so it's famous for Arknights, Blue Archive, I think Azure Lane lately, and a couple other titles. But Blue Archive and Arknights are the big ones. They didn't have a whole lot of physical stuff outside of like acrylic standees, so I ended up buying the Saori standee for myself and a Rumi sticker for myself. Those are Blue Archive characters. And I found a swimsuit 10 standee for Ricky, so I'm gonna surprise him with that along with the pictogram stickers from the adult museum. Don't tell him, by the way. Arknights you liked, but isn't Blue Archive the one with all the little girls? I mean, sorta. Blue Archive is... It has a pretty wide age range. Like, the youngest character is 11, but there's only one of... Or, yeah, I think there's only 2 of those. And then everyone else is like 15 to 18. Yeah, it's a school setting, so they're all students basically. It's a pretty decent game, though, I gotta say. It's got the best writing out of a mobile game I've ever played. It actually brought me to tears in the first season. You see Arknights ITN? Yeah, I forgot you're also an Arknights fan. Yeah, I went to the official Arknights Blue Archive etc. store. Arknights I like as an aesthetic, like the characters are so great. They also have a good number of male agents, or operators, which I appreciate, but they just keep coming with the new operators. It's kind of like an inflation to me. I have trouble deciding who to use, and also I literally hit a wall with the main stages. I just could not get past a certain point in the game, so I gave up on it. Arknight's design is so beautiful. Yeah, I like it. The music's also pretty good, although I prefer the house music in Blue Archive. But, you know, Arknight's Endfield, the new open world game, is coming soon, hopefully, so I'm keeping my eye out for that one. Looks great! Assuming my favorite operator is Chen. Not quite, no. I bought this one for my friend who likes Chen. My favorite is Lapland. My girl Lapland, my mentally unstable wolf. And then I think as far as male operators go, I like Flamebringer. Yes! Yeah, I considered looking into cosplaying Lapland, but that might be a while. Speaking of gacha games, you've been thinking you might delete ZZZ temporarily to try out Duet Night Abyss, which is a gacha game that's actually free to play and has no financial transactions whatsoever. Oh, interesting. I've never heard of this. Who's Lapland? Let me pull up a picture. There you go. That's my girl. There she be. She is a wolf girl. Very yandere. She's got this weird obsession with a partner called Texas. Texas is another wolf girl with darker hair. But yeah, this one is voiced by Asami Imai, famous as Chihiro from Idolmaster and Chris from Steins Gate and such. DNA is not out yet, by the way. Oh, isn't out yet. Okay. Leopard Sword, yeah. She's a dual sword wielder. I love Lapland. She's got like just the right range to be both mid-range and close range, so she has some versatility and she's so strong when her skill goes off. Texas is her partner. You love Lapland, but your favorite from there is Hoshiguma. I could tell, you've been reposting a lot of Hoshiguma art on Blue Sky. Hoshiguma was my first 5-star in Arknights, and so she carried a lot of my operations as my single tank. So I feel that she's got a special place in my heart. Her event is coming up and you're about to lose all your wallet for her. That's awesome. I'm excited for her. Good luck with that. Yeah, I considered going back to Arknights, but again, I don't really think I can... I don't think I'm smart enough to progress the game. So yeah, got that stuff, and then I went... What's Texas and Hoshi look like? Okay, let's see. Texas. Whoop. Texas. This is the basic skin for Texas. So yeah, darker darker hair, single sword. I like her other skin better. This one. This is like her mafia outfit. Much more classy. Got dual swords going on. I like the accent blue in it. And there's another skin, but let's see. There's the... Whoops. There's the basic Hoshiguma. Hoshiguma is sort of an Oni girl with the one horn. She's got a really cool shield. She's a tank, but she also spins the shield to attack enemies right in front of her. Didn't know your state was so cool. I think if I remember correctly, Lapland and Texas are names of wolf species. That's why they're wolf girls. Well, she looks pretty too. Yeah, she's great. I like her skin as well. Yeah, this one. It's got like a demon ghost behind her. So cool. The sleeves. Yes, please. And also, Hoshiguma has a pretty deep voice, which I find attractive. That banner looks amazing. Yeah. I think that's just part of the set. It's not her actual gear. But yeah, the longer shield is cool. I think that also spins. Yeah, Arknight's pretty cool game. Oh, the banner shield. Gotcha. Yeah. It was a struggle finding her figure in Japan for some reason. Oh. I wasn't aware she had a figure. That kind of makes sense, because I don't think Hoshiguma is exactly that popular in Japan. There's plenty of Amiya figures, though. Might try it sometime. Yeah, go for it. If you like tower defense, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Figure is the altar skin I just showed. Oh, okay, cool. I guess I haven't seen that then. Who's Amiya? I'm just pulling up all the operators. Amiya is the poster child of Arknights. She's the face of the... Oops, Amiya. She's the face of the app. She's the bunny girl. Yeah, she's cute. She's got a couple other skins too. You love the battle cats, and that's a tower defense. Oh, yeah, this is a bit more like, you know, the tower defense minigame in Zenless with the bang boos? That's pretty much what Arknights is. You have different ranges on each operator, and so you have to strategically place them. But there's a bit more to that in Arknights. Like, you have to think of the order you deploy them and which way they're facing and stuff. So yeah, bought that stuff, and then I went around the corner of the train station to go into a mall called Attore. That's where the official Idolmaster shop is, because I am a fan of Idolmaster, specifically shiny colors in particular. They didn't really have anything interesting, so I didn't buy anything. They did have some costumes for display though, that was cool. And I browsed around the rest of the mall, but nothing stood out to me, so I decided to rest at a Starbucks at 12:15 with a tall caramel frappuccino, just to see if it tasted any different from America's. It really didn't. It was just as sweet, but it was a nice break. I got to read a little bit. Oh, that's right, I did buy something. I bought a Blue Archive magazine and yaoi manga, like a boys love manga from the bookstore in this mall. But this was nice. They had a seating area facing the platform to the metro, so you could get a good view of the trains going by. It was so relaxing. After that, I headed outside to the Radio Kaikan building across the street. If you have ever seen, if you have ever watched Steins Gate, this is the building that the time machine wedges into. And back when the anime was about to start, they actually had a model of the time machine at the top of the building, like wedged into it to promote the anime. So this was really cool. But here I was looking for some card sleeves because CB's coworker was asking for a specific brand. I went around all of the card shops. This place had a dedicated Yu-Gi-Oh! Dueling room, which I thought was really cool. That's so cool. Yeah, very smart marketing. I wish I was there to see the real thing. And so this shop was like filled to the gills with cards. This is, I think, yeah, this is the place where I got the sleeves. But I decided to just keep looking around, see what else I had. There was a shop dedicated to dolls, and I was so excited to see the Kaito one. This is from the Dolphy brand. They had an official Vocaloid collaboration, and I've been eyeing the Kaito one for ages now. Look how cute he is. There's also a Senbon Sakura costume set for him, but this guy is like $200 just by himself. It's an investment. He's also pretty big. Did I buy the doll? If they had the actual doll in stock, which I'm not sure they did, I probably would have bought him. But yeah, not today, not right now. If they're still producing it, I'll have to look into it, but maybe one day, I do have the Nendoroid doll version sitting in the mail for me though, so maybe I'll settle for that. But yeah, so cute. They also had the Senbon Sakura Rin and Len versions, also very cute. And I thought this was cool. They also had a corner for sets, so you could bring your own doll and take some photos if you wanted to. Let's see. So after that, I stopped by the big Ami floor in Radio Kaikan, and this is all I ended up with. Surprisingly, I just bought the Haikyuu standee and sticker for Kuro because, you know, Kuro, my beloved. After that, since I managed to get the sleeves, I went to a used video game store to find Lonnie's shmup game. It's called Trader 2. And I managed to find a used copy for only like 4,800 yen. That's like maybe $45 in the US. It's such a steal. And since it was a Nintendo Switch game, I knew it would be in good condition, even if it is used, because it's pretty hard to break a chip nowadays. Yeah, so I will mail that to you at some point, Lonnie. And at that point, it was about time to meet up with the fam at karaoke. So we had reserved a room to sing for 3 hours, so we met up at 2. But this is the same building as the Monster Hunter bar and the Dragon Quest cafe. So right outside the door, they had this vending machine with Monster Hunter themed drinks. No rush, thank you. I'll let you know when it ships. But these were like lemon squash sodas, I think. So you could choose a design that you wanted. And these labels are actually stickers. So you can peel it off and place it onto a different surface, which I thought was cool. I probably should have done that. You heard Yu-Gi-Oh! And Vocaloid, what happened? That was a while ago. Yeah, there was a dedicated Yu-Gi-Oh! Dueling room in the shopping area, and then there was a doll line of Vocaloid dolls, which has the Kaito doll that I've been eyeing for ages now. Having a warm doggo on top of you makes you sleepy. Yeah, I know what you mean. I get sleepy with cats. How much for the dolls? They're about like $200, I think, just for the doll. And then if you start buying accessories and new clothes for them, oh, just watch your money drain. Yeah, I didn't bother buying these drinks. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to take it home to America without drinking it. These were samples of the Dragon Quest bar menu. So yeah, these are the foods that you can expect to see at the Dragon Quest bar. You'd buy a Monster Hunter drink. Yeah, I probably would have if I was a bigger fan of lemon squash sodas. I thought this was so thoughtful though. Inside the lobby of the karaoke place, they have these laminators because occasionally when they have like an official collaboration event going on, they give out paper placemats for dining. And so if you want to save one without bending or soiling it, you can borrow the laminator and preserve it that way. I was like, that's so nice. That's so genius. And it's free to use. Like, why doesn't everybody do this? Lemon squash sounds diabolical though. Oh, it's not as gross as you might think. It's not heavy on the squash part. It's just a refreshing lemon soda. That's so thoughtful, right? Such Japanese hospitality. That's so cool, right? I was like mind blown. It's such genius. Like everybody should be doing this. Oh, and this was the life-size Palico statue sitting in the lobby. So if you go towards the elevators, you can see this guy sitting in the corner. It was really cool. But first, karaoke. Oh, so karaoke. I went with my mom, my 2 aunts, and my 2 cousins. And so the older cousin brought a bunch of Kaito merch for me. Oh, I was so excited. Yeah, and of course I traded a couple blind box Vocaloid figurines for him that I ordered before. America makes you pay $5 just for asking for a placemat. Yeah, exactly. Not in Japan. You get a free placemat and you can laminate it for free. So nice. But yeah, Pasilla is the karaoke shop that we went to, and it is a famous, popular karaoke chain known for its good food. Alcohol isn't very strong for many reasons, as you might presume, but the food is always good. So this was the hors d'oeuvre. It was like an assortment of meats. I think this was seared salmon on this side, some pork, I believe, and this was roast beef. It was so good. Refreshing dressing on top. And then this is the veggie and mushroom ahijo and fried foods like fried chicken, fried onion rings, and fried French potatoes. French fries. Yeah, this was all so tasty. Like, even if you don't feel comfortable singing at karaoke, you can always go to enjoy the food. How were the onion rings? They were nice and tasty. The batter was actually like proper, not corn batter, but you know what I mean. Like, it was actual deep fry batter instead of like a tempura coat. So it was hearty, it was fresh, crunchy, tasty, juicy. Everything you would expect from a good onion ring. French potato, bonjour. Pomme de terre, as you would say. So yeah, we sang / screamed for 3 hours. It's always a fun time karaokeing with my relatives. But after the karaoke, my 2 cousins had to go to work, so they left at that point. But the 2 aunts, my mom and I still had about 45 minutes to kill, so I suggested we go to the arcade across the street. It's called Gigo. And apparently this chain of arcade does a lot of official collaboration merch, so they still had a little bit of Zenless merch left. They had some desk mats on the right and a bunch of buttons and acrylic standees on the left, so I aimed for the Billy button. Not belly button, but Billy button. And the nice thing about Japanese arcades is that the employees will notice if you're struggling, and they can give you a helping hand by moving and adjusting the prizes for you, so it's easier to reach. So that's what happened, and I managed to get the Billy. You can never have too many Billy merch. Let's see. We also went across to like a different shop for random knickknacks. I bought a new umbrella, like a foldable umbrella, as well as some steaming eye masks themed to Pokemon Sleep, the app, so that was nice. And then it was time to go into the Monster Hunter bar! So when you enter the bar, you get free buttons upon entry, and right now they have buttons themed to the base monsters of Wilds. So between me and my youngest aunt, we got these 4. I kept the Rathian and the Zarios because I like those 2 better than the other up there. But yeah, these are nice. They have like a cloth texture on them, as you can kind of see. So they're not fully metal. It's a slightly nicer material, durable, I think. And lucky us, the time slot we reserved was around 5:45, and it was before the big rush, the big dinner rush, I suppose. And so normally when you go into the Monster Hunter bar, you have a 45-minute limit for dining and eating, or dining and drinking. But since it was not busy when we went, the employees told us we had no time limit. We could stay as long as we wanted to, so we just took our sweet time, enjoying all the menu items and taking a lot of pictures. So all around the space, they have a bunch of life-size weapons and armor and props. So here we have a hammer and a great sword, I believe. And that's an armor set. I think that one's from World. I think that's a bow gun. Probably should have taken a picture from the front, but it was pretty big. And that's the actual bow with the arrows to match. Oh, so cool. Next to it is the insect glaive. I'm sure CB would have been excited to see this in person. They had the big kinsect right next to it too. Monster Hunter bar sounds glorious. It was so glorious, you have no idea. And my beloved dual swords. These are the Zenogre themed ones. I remember using these in Gen Ultimate, I think. And there's the full Rathalos armor set with, I think that's the axe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Lonnie. But yeah, this armor looks so cool. It's so textured and detailed. And the fact that it's official. Oh. And some Near Gigante claws along with a shooter. These are so fucking cool. I know! So awesome. It was exciting just looking at everything. And then this one was the Anjanath hammer armor set. There's some stake right there. Another armor set. I think that's the left. Might be Rathian. And a bunch of props. The fact they made all these props. I know! Yeah! I think it helps that this bar isn't a pop-up or a limited time thing. It's always here. And that's why they were able to pour the time and money into making everything. So it was really detailed and themed. What was that other armor set? Oh, the blue one? Or this one? The red one? This is the Rathalos set. Everybody... I'm sure everybody's familiar with Rathalos. Poster child of Monster Hunter. Then that's the blue armor set. I don't remember which monster that was. But I remember a mutual friend of mine cosplayed something like this. They definitely had this weapon. This one is obviously more detailed though. So cool. Yeah! The fact that it's all life-size really puts things into perspective. Like, I can't imagine swinging around a hammer this big. Doggo left. Aw. Yeah, it's not a cafe, it's a bar. I couldn't help but love the props in this space with the glowing potion. Oh, so good. There was also a hunting horn in the main dining space, and it was a Kezu horn, so it had like a mouth drooling with a line of teeth inside. It was so gross. Oh yeah, they had a little backdrop set up for the 20th anniversary, and so my aunt, you see here, posed to cook the steak, and she understood the assignment. She sat so wide-legged, just like in the game, to crank the steak. I had trouble taking the picture because I was laughing so hard. She does play Monster Hunter, so she and I were the two geeking out in our party. My mom and middle aunt don't play at all, but it's terrifying how hunters just swing weapons that size like nothing. I agree, yeah. Especially the great sword, with how heavy it is. If it was a bar, then they had alcoholic drinks. They sure did, yep. They had a bunch of cool cocktails. I will cover that, don't you worry, especially with my alcoholics relatives. There's no way we get food without alcohol when these women are here. There I am. I tried to copy my aunt, but I guess I was a little iffy. Is this a game screenshot? No. Invite my aunt to the hunting party. I thought about it, but she says she hasn't been playing as much because the PC version is just so bad, as she put it. She was like, it's such a struggle playing on PC. I'm kind of over it. I was like, that's fair. I've heard the same thing from my other friends. Botched, yeah, pretty much. God. Oh, and they had this quest board, but instead of the quests, you can fill out a little profile card and put up your hunter info for everybody to see. So my aunt and I did that at the end of the day. You don't know how it's running fine on your PC. Well, you said you play at like 30 FPS, so that's probably helping you. Oh man, okay. So, we had the option to either get a pre-ordered menu or just order a la carte. And so I was like, definitely a la carte. I just want to share and try everything between the four of us, so that's what we did. Here is my youngest aunt's drink. It was the potion, along with a vial of honey to make it a mega potion. If you know, you know. It was so funny too when I presume was the manager. When the manager came to deliver our drinks, he was like, who's the hunter that's terribly beaten up? Your supplies have arrived. Please heal up with this potion. If you need more healing, please add the honey to make it a mega potion. And so my aunt was like, that's me. I'm beat up. I'm tired. This is my drink. I got the... what was it called? I ordered the Gormagala cocktail. And so that's the cocktail and then a shot of what they called virus. So, because Gore has the frenzy virus, the manager delivering the drink was like, and here's the Gormagala drink. Please be careful with the shot of virus. If this hunter starts losing their mind, please help them out. And I was like, oh yes, I'm already there. So I took a video of it, pouring it in. It was kind of like club soda with a blackberry syrup, I suppose. It was very dark. I thought it would be more purplish, but it was very black. Didn't taste the alcohol at all, though. Mostly because the Monster Hunter bar is operated by Pasilla, the karaoke shop. So the food's great, as you should expect, but the alcohol is not strong at all. So I didn't taste any of the rum in this one. And for food, we shared this was called the So Tasty... oh, sorry. This is the supplies have arrived. Ballista French fries. No, I'm so wrong. There's so many menu items. This is called the Investigator's Bonfire Cooking parentheses meat. There was a veggie version that was cabbage with, I think it was cheese on top, but this was so good. It was thick cut bacon with cheese and some potatoes underneath. And this was a sweet barbecue sauce on the side. I was surprised. You don't really have barbecue sauce in Japan, but it was so good. And this was an actual skillet. Like, it was hot for a while after it was brought to our table. Not strong, so I end up buying more to get wasted. Honestly, yeah, that's kind of what happened with my aunts. They can never have enough alcohol. There we go. This one was the So Tasty Well Done Steak. It was a meatloaf wrapped in bacon, wrapped around a bone, a giant bone, and that's some Dijon mustard on the left. I think the sauce underneath was like a ketchup. What? Yeah, we had to have this one, of course. Gotta refill the stamina. And this thing, this monstrosity. So this was the Mizutsune sake, I think. And normally a little sake ochoko cup is like pinchable size. That's what we were expecting. This thing was the size of a wash bowl, like a wash basin. When the employee brought it out, my aunts were exclaiming like, "Oh my god," and I started laughing. It's so massive. Whoops. That was... I don't think they had the size written on the menu, so we weren't expecting this at all. But here's my youngest aunt pouring in the quote-unquote sake cocktail into it. This is the best cafe in the world. Again, it's not a cafe, it's a bar. This actually has alcohol. How you even use it. So, normally, ochoko, I can probably just pull up. So something like... So like this. So normally the sake cup would be this small, like you just kind of cup it between your fingers and take a small sip, but this was like 100 times bigger. So my aunt poured it into this wash basin and held it with both hands and started slurping it like a soup. It covered her face. It was that big. Look how huge it is. Why though? I have no idea, honestly. But the cocktail was... And the petals. Oh, I mean, this is Mizutsune themed, so it was supposed to be floral, you know? If you can lift it, you've earned it. Yes, true that. The cocktail itself was lightly peach flavored. Not alcoholic whatsoever, but it was a nice little refreshing drink. Definitely great for the laughs and the pics. And this one. This was the Kezu Whelp parentheses question mark plump dumplings. I kid you not, that is the menu name. It has a question mark in it. The Kezu Whelp plump dumplings. Sounds like kind of bar then. I've been telling you, this is a Monster Hunter bar. It is officially called a bar. Gross, yeah, I know. Kezu whelps are a thing, apparently. Neither my aunt nor I knew that baby Kezus were a thing, but you can have dumplings, steamed dumplings, made to look like them. And the sauce in that dish was a chili oil, so it was actually really spicy. It was so good though, very tasty. This is the worst bar in the world just by this. Wow, just this one dish changed your perception 180. You don't like the alcohol taste sometimes. Well, don't worry about it because the alcohol is not noticeable whatsoever. And we also got this one, was the Yankaku's egg pizza. This was really tasty. It was just a cheese pizza, but the middle stack, this was an egg salad, not a potato salad. It was an egg salad, so it was a bit more creamier. Very tasty. Looks cute too. Get ready to fight, yeah. The design is genius, right? Yeah, very creative. They made the little fans on his head, the pizza slices. So good. Oh man, and again, all the food was so tasty. I also had I forget what it was called, but this was basically a Palico coffee drink. Didn't taste the coffee at all. It was basically like a chocolate milk drink, but it was still sweet, a little sweet and refreshing. Oh my gosh. It was so fun. And the little pop ring. I know, that was a marshmallow too. And my family and I noticed that the presumed manager on that shift wasn't Japanese. He looked like some kind of white guy, so we were curious, and my middle aunt just straight up asked him like, hey young man, where are you from? And he said Brazil, which was cool. He's lived in Japan for like 18 years, so he's been there since high school. So he could speak Japanese pretty well, as you can imagine. But he was like dressed a lot like an investigator. He had a white collared shirt with some brown trousers and like a utility belt with a potion holster, and he had goggles on his head. It was so cute. Brasilia, Brazil. And he asked the table, like, does anybody here play Monster Hunter? And my young aunt and I were like, us two right here. And we started talking about the game. And he asked us what weapons we use, and I said gun lance. And he was like, whenever I go online and play with randos and I find a gun lance in the party, I feel so assured. Like, I can count on them to tank everything. And I was like, oh, yes, exactly. You can leave the tanking to me. And then my aunt said, I haven't been playing much, but I typically use dual blades. And he was like, oh, you're the squishy one. You're the first to go down typically. And he pointed at the insect glaive along the wall, and he was like, that weapon and the dual blades, instant kill, one-shotted every time. And I was like, yep, that's right. You guys aren't trustable. You love gun lances? Oh, you should totally play Monster Hunter. I've been loving my gun lance in Wilds. It's so fun. So strong. But I was like, yes, I'm the trustworthy one. Made me feel good about myself. And his main weapon was Horn. He's a technical supporter. And I was like, oh, he's a real gamer. He's the real hunter here. Need his critique on Switch Axe. I probably should have asked. Would have loved to hear his take on that. But he was asking me, since I'm well into like Hunter rank 90 and 9-star quests and stuff, he was like, do you feel like you have nothing to do right now? And I was like, kinda, yeah. I'm kinda looking for stuff to do. And he was like, yeah, me too. As a supporter Horn main, I'm like always looking for stuff to do right now. And then he went on to talk about like how players were complaining that quests are too easy lately, and so the devs threw in the 9-star monsters and it's suddenly insanely hard, and people are complaining that it's too hard. It was so fun. He got so excited. You could see the twinkle in his eye as he was talking about the game. So cute. I also saw him dancing to the music, because in the restaurant they were playing a bunch of remixes and game tracks. There was one Palico themed track, and he was actually doing the dance moves to it, and he did like a little cat pose, and I was like, oh my heart, oh, it's so cute, stop it. He was precious. And after that this sounds like a guy who loves his job. Absolutely, I believe it. I think he found the perfect job for himself. I was happy for him. After all that, though, I was eyeing the dessert menu, and my family was like, oh, don't worry about dessert. We already pre-ordered one for you. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I didn't know you could do that. This waiter guy sounds amazing. He was great. He was lovely. And this was the pre-ordered dessert. It's a little birthday cake. I didn't know you had to pre-order one, but they reserved a whole cake for me, and it has my name written at the top with happy birthday written under it. And this is a white chocolate plaque with the characters from Rise printed on it. It's so cute. Let's see. Makes you wonder how he ended up from Brazil. I don't know. Brazil is close to Japan, isn't it? No, it is not. A lot of... You know how in America you joke that China is on the other side of the earth? In Japan, Brazil is on the other side of the earth. So not close at all. But I mean, Japanese media is very popular in Brazil, as I've heard, and there's a lot of Japanese people living there, so I think that's kind of how he drifted into that culture. Yeah, they have a whole town of Japanese Brazilian people, exactly. So I'm sure he was exposed to it somehow over there. But yeah, I was not expecting this surprise. It was so cute. The cake itself was a shortcake, but they had some like chopped peaches in between the layers. Oh, so fluffy and so good. Made me very happy. It was nowhere near my birthday, mind you, but excuses. But Brazil has the second most amount of Japanese people, doesn't it? I don't know about that, probably. Yeah, so we had a great time eating and talking and taking pictures. They also had a bit of merch in the corner, so I bought a box of cookies for a friend, and we ended up staying at the bar until past 8 p.m. Yeah, lucky we had no time limit. And then after you pay for your food, they calculate how many points you earn from those menu items, and so we ended up with 23 points, and then you can go to the other side of the desk and exchange for certain items. So they had a bunch of lists of merch that you can trade per point. So they had some items for 1 point each, they had some items for like 10 points each. There was one for 100, I think. Never too late to celebrate birthdays. That's a good point. It's always somebody's birthday somewhere. Nana, should you just wait to get a computer to play Monster Hunter? You don't think your iPad or phone could handle it? Excuse me. I would say don't play on PC just because it's not very optimized right now. Now that you have a job, I would recommend saving up for like a game console and get Monster Hunter on that. Especially if you want like Monster Hunter World, that one's much cheaper now that it's a previous gen. You can get Monster Hunter World for like 30 bucks or 40 bucks used at GameStop, I think. That would be my recommendation. But if you get Rise, maybe we can trade Hunter codes. We could play multiplayer sometime. Oh yeah, this was my Hunter card I filled out at the end. Ando, platform is PS5. I use dualies and gunless. This is my Hunter history. I wrote out the games I played, and just a free comment. You might buy another Xbox for it then. Sure. I don't know if it's on Xbox though. My poor voice sounding shot now. I think it's mostly because the AC is blowing down on me. You'd love to trade Hunter because hell yeah. Keep me posted, maybe we can do that sometime. PS5, hell yeah. Love my PS5. Especially with my employee discount and free shipping. But yeah, for the 23 points, I traded 3 cards for 1 point each. They're blind bags though, so I got these random from Rise. And these mini standees for 10 points each. I like these though. I got the Magnamalo, gave that to CB because that's one of his favorite monsters, and this Valstrax. I might give this one to Lonnie. Wait, I work at Sony. I sure do. Yep, I'm a proper Sony employee. I'm entering my 3rd year, I think. So yeah, Lonnie, if you want this standee, let me know. I will let you have it. Yeah. Oh man, the Monster Hunter bar was so much fun. I highly recommend stopping by here if you can. I recommend reserving a table because it does get really busy after 7 p.m. But the time we went, before 6, that was like perfect amount of people, just sparse enough that we can take pictures without bothering anybody, but not like super dead to be sad about it. Up to me. Okay, cool. I will surprise you then. Maggie's on your desk chilling. Yes. Good, good. You'd love to stop by sometime. I highly recommend it. So yeah, 4 of us took the train back to Grandma's place, arrived at 9:30. How much does a PS5 cost? $400? I don't remember. Somebody can correct me. Man, prices keep fluctuating nowadays, so I'm like out of the loop. Sorry. Who knows? You might be able to, yeah, very huge dent. You might be able to find a used one somewhere. Alright, yeah. Took a bath, quickly reorganized my baggage, and read a bit of my manga before I slept around midnight that day. But man, I was so proud of myself this day. The route I calculated for myself worked out perfectly, both time-wise and budget-wise. And the bar was so much fun. This was probably the highlight of my week next to a concert. Base PS5 is $4.99. Got it. Oof. Yeah, good luck with that. I don't know about Xbox stuff, sorry. Oh, there's the box of cookies I bought for Logan, my friend. They're little paw print shaped cookies. I hope they're good. Alright. Okay. A bit more to go. This was a shorter day. 28th, Thursday. This day was for me and my middle aunt to just hang out, mostly. So we went to Shinjuku for a movie, and this was the movie theater. It's called Piccadilly. It was so empty when we went. We went for the 12:40 showing of Odekake Kozame, but there was like practically nobody, and it was so pristine and clean. It didn't look like a movie theater at all. But before the movie, we grabbed a quick snack at the Muji Cafe. Muji's the clothing brand, but they do have a nice little cafe in some stores. I've never been to this one. I got a fresh ginger ale and a lemon cheesecake. The ginger ale was like actual ginger. Like it had a bit of tang to it. Not sweet, very refreshing. The cheesecake was just the right amount of creamy and tartness. I was like happy with this purchase. And this is the free picture book that you get when you enter the movie. I forgot that Japanese movies do this. You get free prizes. The book was adorable. Loved the book. Movie was kind of meh. Unfortunate. I actually dozed off halfway through. The plot was not really there. The lore drop was random. The voice actors really carried the whole thing, so wouldn't recommend paying to go see this one, but it was still a nice time. After that, we went into a random okonomiyaki restaurant for lunch, a late lunch. And this is a self-serve place, so they just give you the ingredients and you can cook it yourself if you want to. You can also ask the employees to cook it for you if you're not confident in your skills. It was good though. Very tasty. We also got the daikon salad to refresh our palates. That's the okonomiyaki I ordered, and that's a little monjayaki. The little book is adorable. Yeah. The book had more plot than the movie did. That's the sad part. And oh yeah, this advertising truck. I thought it was so cool. We saw this on the way to the flagship Disney store in Shinjuku. Genius advertising. This is for the upcoming Mega Evolution expansion of the Pokemon TCG. What movie? It just came out at the end of last month. It's called I don't know what the English title is. Will it come up? Yeah, this one. Odekake Kozame. The anime is on YouTube, I believe. I've known it since the manga on Pixiv, but it turned into an anime and it got enough popularity to become a movie, which wasn't that great. Super cute though. Yeah, this truck was awesome. I saw a handful of people taking pictures. And of course, being a Disney adult, me and my aunt had to go into the flagship store. God, everything was so cute. There was so much stuff to look at. There was some cute artwork for my boy Donald. They occasionally switch out the displays, which is awesome. And on the second floor, they had a little photo op space. So along the wall, they had this art of the Fab Five in Shinjuku. Super cute, modern. And they also had this like Mickey's room kind of themed space. Of course, I took a picture there. There was also a setup across from this one that had a bunch of like Spotify themed stuff. But I ended up buying a couple plushies for... So I bought a plushie Baymax for me. I was laughing so hard in the store I had to get this. It's a salaryman Baymax with pants that aren't fitting him. I'm gonna put this on my work backpack. And I got some Beauty and the Beast film stickers. I thought this was cute. Baymax, those sizes are not for you. I know! It's okay, he's working hard, he's trying his best. But I also bought a Stitch plush for CB, along with a can of Stitch cookies for him. And I bought an exclusive Pooh plushie for my friend who loves Winnie the Pooh, along with a matching display pouch for her. So I hope she likes those. I'm sure she will. Oh, and fun fact, the flagship Disney store is duty-free. So if you bring your passport to the register, they can actually exclude taxes, which is great. I saved 2,000 yen that way. It was great. I also got a free bath towel. Baymax is very lovable, yes. Baymax is great. He's super popular in Japan, as you may guess. Ugh, this air conditioning is killing my throat. So from there, I took legal tax evasion, yeah! Yeah, you better believe I had my passport on me all the time this week to take every opportunity I could for a duty-free. But at 4:30 or so, I took the trains to Chiba. Turn it, boy, no. Didn't know Baymax was popular in Japan. Is it because he's a mech? No, I think it's because he's so lovable, like plushy. And he's also like the only officially, like canonically Japanese mascot in Disney. So he's being pushed a lot in the merchandise department. He's so squishy, yes. Japanese people love their cute and squishy stuff, so it was only a matter of time for him to become like the new mascot, the new people pleaser, fan favorite. But yeah, that evening I headed to my parents' place, which is all the way in Chiba Prefecture, so it's outside of Tokyo. It took me a while to take the trains there, but my mom met with me at the station and we walked over to the hot springs building. It's called Spa Metza Otaka. This place is fancy. I really love this place. When you enter, you put your shoes into a locker, and then when you close the locker, it comes with a little wristband key, and the key has a little NFC chip, and that acts as like your tab, basically. So you can scan to buy stuff from the vending machines, you can order food at the restaurants, play in the arcade and stuff, and it'll all accumulate into that NFC chip, and you can pay at the end of your visit. So it's super convenient, high-tech, so clean and cozy and modern. And it's actual hot springs. It's not just like a public bath. It's an actual onsen. So I recommend this place. Been here once during my last trip, so I made sure to come back. So yeah, we enjoyed the hot springs until 6, and then we went over to the train station area for dinner. My mom recommended this chain restaurant called Answer. It's spelled A-N-C-E-R, Answer. But this place is known for its all-you-can-drink wine. So in the entryway, sort of, they have this tower of chilled wines. And above each row of wines is a little numbered plate. And so you, at your, these are the glasses you can grab for red and white wines. But at each table, they have a chart of the wines they offer. So you can kind of figure out what kind of taste you want. So on the white wines, you have fruity to rich to dry to refreshing. And the red ones, they had fruity to like heavy to complicated and light. So this was super helpful and very affordable. They had different plans for the all-you-can-drink options. But we went with the unlimited one for like, 8,000, 2,000 yen maybe? I got to try 3 or 4 white wines. My mom had, of course, like 6 drinks. All-you-can-drink wine sounds like a problem waiting to happen. I mean, it's more like a wine tasting. It's not like you're trying to get your money's worth. It's really just to enjoy the different flavors and like finding what country or brand wine you like. So hope they have peanuts ready. Oh, you better believe they have all the foods. It was so good. We got the truffle daikon. This was surprisingly might be my favorite. It was like soaked in a savory broth topped with shredded truffles. It was so tasty. And this was a pate. This is the gorgonzola cheese and apple salad. It also had some walnuts on it. And I got the cheesy carbonara with bacon. We shared a mushroom pizza. And we also had some venison. This was like a roasted venison with a, I think it was like a blackcurrant dressing. It was fruity. I thought it was a balsamic vinegar, but no, it's a very fruity dressing on top. Jeez, you guys had like a feast. Yes, we did. I mean, it was my parents and me, so we were able to share. And this looks like a lot of food, but it's Japanese portions, so they're pretty small. But it was all so tasty. I enjoyed the wines that I tried. I can't believe this is a chain restaurant. Like it felt more high-end than a chain. So I would recommend this one if you're into wine tasting. All sounds so yummy. Yeah, it was surprisingly good. So yeah, after that, we stopped by the convenience store on the way to my parents' place, and that's when I gave my dad his belated birthday gift. This was the train station, by the way. It's like a big shopping center as well. Super new. This was the gift I gave him. I bought a cute little Bluetooth radio speaker from Target. It was maybe like 35 bucks, so I wasn't expecting it to have much good sound quality. But he was so thrilled. I've never seen him so excited before. He was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Wait, this is awesome. I've always wanted something like this. He was like, I keep seeing stuff like this on Instagram. This is so exciting. And he was like turning the knobs and figuring out all the radio waves. Old-timey radio. Yeah, I thought it was just a speaker that's shaped like a radio, but no, it actually works as a radio, both AM and FM. And it worked even in Japanese frequency. And he tried connecting to his phone and played a bit of Bruno Mars, and the sound quality was good. You can also adjust the treble and the bass with the knobs down here. So I was surprised. He was pleased. I felt pretty good about myself. I was like, I'm glad was able to get this for him. That's such a dad-like gift to give. I'm sure he enjoyed it very much. Yeah, he loves these kind of things, so I'm glad he was excited as much as he was. Target, I said. Yep, you can find this in the home decor section of Target. Very cool, yeah. I'm glad he liked it. Made me happy. I've never seen him so thrilled. But yeah, did a bit of reading before I fell asleep at 11. Okay, couple more days. Bear with me, guys. Whoops. So that was my short day, and then the 29th, Friday, I spent all day shopping in Ikebukuro because Ikebukuro is my favorite town in Japan, or Tokyo. I always make a day to spend here. So this is the Sunshine Lane, Sunshine Street, my home base. You're enjoying this? Okay, great. Please feel free to go to bed if I'm going on too long. This VOD will be on YouTube. So yeah, woke up at 6, went back to sleep, got up at 8:30, and the high temperature for this day was 93 degrees. You heard amazing things about Ikebukuro. It's my favorite, so... You forgot how massive Tokyo is. You say that, but it's just like dense. It's one of the smaller prefectures. Nowhere near as big as Hokkaido. You like catching it live. Besides, you stay up this late anyway. Okay. Well, please stay up responsibly. I had some iced coffee and rice balls for breakfast, which I bought at the convenience store the night before. But as I mentioned before, Japanese stores don't typically open until around 10 or 11, so I took my time packing and planning my route for the day. I arrived at Ikebukuro around 11:30 and placed my baggage into a coin-operated locker at the station. And I went straight to the Pokemon Center. Oh, I found out on the way that the Chiikawa Park is actually in Ikebukuro. I didn't realize this was in Tokyo. I thought it was like outside of the prefecture, but there's a whole building that's based off of Chiikawa, and it's an amusement theme park. So if you want to check that out, mark your maps. Place a marker on your Google Maps. It's in Ikebukuro. I'm not super big into Chiikawa, so I didn't step in, but maybe I'll do that sometime. But yeah, Pokemon Center is inside the Sunshine City shopping mall. And there's a bunch of Pokemon Centers around Japan, and they each have a different legendary as their kind of, not hallmark, but like mascot. So the one in Ikebukuro has Miraidon right now. You've always wanted to go to a Pokemon Center. They're great. They're so much fun. I think I've been to 3. I went to the one... I guess I've been to like 4. There's one in Skytree. There's here in Ikebukuro. There's one in Yokohama. And then I think there was one in Nihonbashi? Don't exactly remember. But they're all different sizes with different legendaries as their entry. Like their poster child. But when I went, they had a little summer event going on, so the Paldean starters had these little pink sunglasses on their heads. And they had a free stand promoting the new ZA games, so you could take a mini poster of a Mega Pokemon. I grabbed the Mega Absol one, but it got crumpled up on my way back to my grandma's house, so I don't have it anymore. That's actually so cool, like actual regions. Yeah, I guess that's true, yeah. Never thought about it that way. Pokemon Zaza, yeah. This is some of the stuff I ended up buying. The derpy Lycon plush, he actually sits. It's so cute. Lycanroc midday form is my favorite Pokemon, so I had to get that one. I bought a sticker for my friend Logan. They like Raihan. And I couldn't resist the Steven and Adaman stickers. They didn't have a Kabu sticker. They didn't have anything Kabu related, to my disappointment, so I settled for these two. And I got an Iono sticker, but I'm gonna give Billy Bolt to CB. I also got a Nimona and Palmot sticker for CB. And they gave me a free Pikachu sticker, I think. You had wanted to go to the Pokemon Center in NYC when you were last in town, but it didn't work out. Next time. Yeah, hopefully. Hope you can go next time. It's an exciting time. They have so much cute stuff. I can never resist. And Nimona and who? Nimona and her partner, Palmot. You know, the Fakeachu. And in Ikebukuro, you thought Dreadnought was her partner. Not Nimona. You're thinking of Nessa, the Galarian gym leader. Nimona is the rival of Paldea. And also it's not Dreadnought, it's Dreadnaw. N-A-W. That's Nessa. But around the corner from the Pokemon Center Ikebukuro is the Pokemon Go station, so that's what you're looking at right now. I've never actually used this place because I don't play Pokemon Go anymore, but if you're interested, you can stop by here. They have life-size statues of the leaders and the professor. Pretty cool. There is also... They also had a Pokemon TCG station. Again, haven't been in there. I don't play the actual TCG game. But they also have this Pikachu Sweets Cafe. I stopped by here with my young aunt last time I came to Japan. We grabbed a couple drinks. It was not good. It didn't taste like anything at all, but the novelty was great. The theming is fun, so if you want the experience, you can stop by here. Go during the week though, it gets pretty crowded on the weekends, but don't expect anything from flavor. What was the starting place I recommended you to visit your first time in Japan? Oh, no worries. I can type it up for you. Skytree. Skytree. Skytree is the tower, and the Solamachi is the shopping center inside of it, so it's a perfect place for tourists. First-time tourists. No problem. And other than the Pokemon stuff, this Sunshine City has a lot of themed shops. So there's also the One Piece store. I'm not a huge into One Piece, so I didn't go in there, but there's the official One Piece store. There's also a Sesame Street store, and right next to it on the far end is the Sesame Street Cafe. So they have like donuts that look like Cookie Monster and Elmo and other stuff. I might go there sometime. You shall make plans when you can and ask me if you need help. Oh yeah, totally hit me up. I'm down for that. I would love to help in any way. Your nephew would love that, right? Yeah, it looks adorable. Sesame Street is surprisingly popular in Japan. Let's see. That was that. I stopped by the convenience store inside of Sunshine City for a break at 1, and then headed out the building. Stopped by one of the arcades. It's another Gigo. But this one had some gacha machines in the basement, so I tried my luck at a couple of those. There was one Vocaloid gacha. I got Rin, which is fine because she's my second favorite. Was aiming for the Kaito. And I also went for the Natsume Yujincho one. They had these little terrariums, but they look like sake cups. And Yanko Sensei is in each of them with different seasons. It's so cute! I got the one that's Hot Springs themed. Vocaloid gacha, yeah. You need it. Oh man. I'm sure there's always some kind of Vocaloid gacha going on. So yeah, pretty happy with those. And then I went to the flagship Animate store. So this is the OG Animate store. Animate is a big anime, like pop culture retailer. So this is the base, the HQ in Ikebukuro. a few years ago it got a redo. So this is a brand new, like 7-story building. Just merch from head to toe. It's like my favorite place ever. Oh yeah, I thought this was cool. They have a small section with perfumes themed to different characters, and this time around they had Vocaloid stuff. So I actually tested out the Kaito scent. It wasn't my favorite, but I'm glad that he got some representation. Holy Megalopolis, yeah. Yeah, man, Animate is my heaven. This is my mecca. Oh, they also had some summer displays, and this one was the yukata coordination. I thought it was so cute. So the yukata itself isn't anything specific, but they matched accessories to make it Tamagotchi themed. It's so cute. I would love to recreate this look if I could. I loved Tamagotchi growing up. You're so sick you missed out on basically a Vocaloid festival over there. I mean, there's always a Magical Mirai concert every summer in Japan, so it'll be waiting for you. Maybe one day. And this is all the stuff I ended up buying at Animate. So this is the Paper Theater crafting kit. It is the wooden version, but it's Howl's Moving Castle themed. I can't wait to make that one. I found a Kaito print made to look like a little photo. What's it called? Forget it. Someday soon. Yes, save up for it. Anton, indeed. They had a tiny Zenless section, and I'd never seen these ticket-shaped cards before, so I bought the Anton one. It comes in its own little folder case, but they're Mindscape art, obviously. But the white border one is a still, and then the black border one is actually like a holographic shifting art. It's kind of cool. If you tilt it, it switches between the M0 or M3 and M6 art. So I'm actually kind of happy with this purchase. I bought 3 blind bag buttons, but I ended up with 2 Corins and 1 Ellen. No Anton, too bad. I'm gonna sell the Corins, but I kept the Ellen on my backpack next to the Billy button that I got from the arcade the other day. Need one of Corin and Billy? Oh, if I could, I would ship you one of the Corins. And I couldn't resist the Kakashi and Iruka stickers because I am a forever Naruto fan. This was my first and forever ship, so... Can I? I don't know. Can I? I don't know how you could contact me other than, like, email or Blue Sky. If you have a Tumblr, you could DM me, but I'd have to consider it. Sadly, forever a fan. Yes, Naruto is not a phase. It is a lifestyle. I can confirm. But yeah, pretty happy with these purchases. I'm very excited. Took a break outside with a drink because it was so hot my feet were aching. Walked around the train station to get to a different department store, like a mall, and went straight to the Tower Records. Tower Records is like a music shop. I was looking for some albums for a couple friends, but couldn't find anything there, unfortunately. But I went down to the variety floor, and they had, yet again, a Sanrio pop-up store, and they had a bunch of collaborations, including Reborn. How nostalgic is this? They had a Sanrio collab with Reborn. But the displays were so cute. You have an email, but no other site. Okay, well, maybe you can send me an email then. Yeah, if you go back to my Draw This in Your Style post on HoYoLab, I have my email listed there, so you can shoot me a message if you're interested. Sanrio collab is everywhere. Yeah, for real. Sanrio's always collabing with someone. And of course they had more Vocaloid and Sanrio stuff, so I ended up getting the sticker of Kaito. Again, they didn't have any plushies of him here. They didn't have any plushies, period, but why? Def, shoot a message after the stream. Okay, sure. Go for it. Or you know, you could DM me through Twitch probably. I also bought the Miku, Luca, Rin, and Len stickers from this shop for my cousins, so that was fun. I think you can use the DM, or what was it called, Whisper system on Twitch. I think that's a thing. They do not like Kaito over there. Man, Kaito's never gotten any love. I guess he still doesn't. But yeah, down the hall from that pop-up store was a corner of HoYoverse stuff. Of course, it was majority Genshin stuff. They had some Honkai Star Rail, but they had a small corner of Zenless stuff and a bigger section for Tears of Themis, actually. And they also had Reverse 1999 or whatever it's called. They had the building block model sets for Zenless. I was so tempted to get the Cough Cafe one, but they're a lot bigger than I expected. And I thought it wouldn't fit in my luggage, so I skipped out on that, but I laughed at this. They had acrylic standees for Zenless, but look how many Antons were in stock. Like, you can just see how unpopular he is. The not Lego sets, yes, that is exactly what happened. Oh my gosh. Beach-wise, woo! Yeah, this was a random lineup. Like, Lycon, the siblings, and Lighter? Why? Why this crew? I'm not sure. But more Anton for me, yeah. Heathens. They don't know what they're missing out on. Got so many Antons here. Sweet baby deserves so much more. Yeah, my poor bro. I would have bought a couple, but I already have 2 at home, so I had to pass. But I thought it was so funny. I think that was about it. I was so tired. My feet were so sore just walking up and down steps the whole day. So I headed back. I grabbed my bags from the coin locker at the station and went back to my grandparents' place at 4:30. I have whispers blocked on my profile. Whoops. Sorry. I will send you a message first then. I will do that later. Made it back to the house at around 5:30, showered, had dinner, and I enjoyed some flan. This is like my childhood right here. This is the gelatin flan where you click a notch and it slips out of the cup. So satisfying. Oh no, thank you for letting me know about that. I did some pre-packing just because, you know, I was getting ready to leave soon. Played some Donkey Kong and slept around 11 p.m. again. Hope I enjoyed a foot bath so I feel better. Thanks. Not this day, unfortunately. You splurge. No, it's like... Alright. Now this is the day, the big day, 30th. Saturday. This is the concert day, baby. So this was my bag for the day. I traveled with this, you know, on the first day. So this was actually my bag for the airplane rides. But yeah, my beloved, my prized possession, my Kaito Ita bag. I've spent 3 years collecting this merch. I've excluded some that doesn't match color-wise, so I have more of it in my storage, but I am so proud of this baby. I used to have a different bag. It was a smaller, thinner backpack. It was like digging into my shoulders because the buttons were so heavy. So I recently bought a new, comfier, bigger model, and I'm so happy with it. I was so excited to bring it to the concert. It's a treasure. Yeah, it sure is. Yeah, and of course, people always are impressed by the fairy lights that I installed. I think that's like the highlight of this bag. So the concert tickets that my aunt won for me and herself started at 6, I think. Around 5 or 6. So we essentially had the whole day to spend at the event. That's pretty cool. Was it a battery pack to light those? Yes. I bought a small fairy light from Amazon that comes with a battery pack. So all you need is to insert a couple AA batteries and flip the switch and it turns on. But yeah, we decided to go earlier to the event, like before noon, just so we could get some shopping done and look at all the exhibits and stuff. Headphones dying, gonna have to go to passive mode. Won't talk much. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Maybe, do you not have like wired headphones? Earbuds maybe? Sorry about that. Well, don't worry, because this VOD will be up on YouTube later, so if you miss something, you can always catch up that way. Let's see. I know for a fact you follow my YouTube, so you'll see it soon. Anyways, woke up at 8. The high for this day was 102. Of course, the one day I'm gonna be out at a concert, it's the highest temperature. But thankfully the whole thing was indoors and they had full AC blasting, so it was not that bad. No wired headphones are too much of a struggle. Sorry. Sorry about that then. I will try to wrap this up. Alright, so ate a light breakfast, got ready to leave with my aunt at 10. It took a while to get to the event venue because there's not like a straight metro line that takes us there from Grandma's house, unfortunately. But one of my aunt's friends said she really wanted to see me for some reason. I didn't realize she liked me that much. So we met up at the train station outside of the event venue and grabbed some lunch first. We went for a fancy yakiniku place. They had a nice little course menu for lunch, so I went with that one. Came with some bibimbap, these different meats, including like cow tongue, some kimchi, and a small bowl of beef stew and a salad. It also included a dessert. But yeah, this was pretty good. Also filling, even though it looked pretty sparse. For dessert, I had a peach sorbet and almond pudding, my favorite. Cow tongue. Oh, I love cow tongue. It's so good. So yeah, we ate at 11:30. The friend left. Aunt and I entered the event hall at 1 p.m. So we went into the exhibit half. There's a concert line and the exhibit line. So we went to the event side at 1 p.m. This is what the venue looks like from the outside. It's called Makuhari Messe. Oh yeah, when you enter, they had a line of beautiful floral arrangements. So in Japan, when like a new store opens or an event starts, companies and fans can pay a lot of money to present flower arrangements like this. And for the case of Magical Mirai, they theme it to each Vocaloid. So they had a bunch for Meiko's 20th anniversary, a bunch of Miku's obviously. The multicolored ones are for all the Vocaloids, which I thought was cute. I think I only saw one for Luca. They had a number of Kaito stuff. But this one in particular, it was gifted to Miku, but my cousins, they both actually contributed to this one. So the first name and the fourth name right here, those are my two cousins, and I think the others are their friends. I did not know they had enough money to do that, but I was like, oh, that's cool. Good for them. This year, when you enter the event space, you get a wristband for entry, like proof of entry. You absolutely need this to re-enter the space. And this year's freebie was a water bottle holder. If you have like a plastic water bottle, you can snap this onto the cap and just dangle it from the carabiner. And it says Magical Mirai 2025. I don't know if I'll ever use this because I like my insulated water bottles, but nice little souvenir. And this is the event space. I took this as I was taking the escalator. As you can see, it was already so full of people. This isn't even counting the people over at the concert side. But first we hit up the official merch booth to get some light sticks. So I got the official pen light. That was 3,500 yen. Far cheaper than the one I found in San Jose. And I also tested my luck at a blind bag tin badge, but I got the Miku button. Not bad, but I gave that to my cousin afterwards. This light stick is pretty fancy. I wasn't expecting it to be so high-tech. Oh, headphones died. I'm so sorry. Still watch. Okay, thanks. I hope you enjoy. This light stick has 3 buttons. There's 2 buttons on the bottom of the handle, and there's 1 more on the side, like where your thumb would hit if you're holding it. So 1 button on the bottom switches the color of the lights like clockwise, and then the other button goes counterclockwise. But if you switch to a certain color, like say blue for Kaito, and then you press the 3rd button on the side and hold it down, it'll register the current color as your favorite one. So even if you have a different light on the stick currently, you can press that 3rd button and instantly switch to the favorite color. So that was really convenient. Unfortunately, they stopped selling replacement films. They used to have films for each Vocaloid, but they don't do that anymore for some reason, so I don't have anything for Kaito this year. It's fine. I'm still happy with this purchase. This is a corner of the shopping area. They had the official Good Smile Miku racing car on display. And this year, they had one of my favorite artists do the art for Racing Miku. This is Kei Mochizuki. Love their work. So jealous. I thought this was neat. I think, what was it? This booth called this product a holographic figure. So you can carry around these little acrylic standees, and when you scan it with their device, it loads up the animation into your portable device, and it just kind of works as like your own model to mess with and take pictures with it. And the quality was so crisp. It was like a mini 4K video. It doesn't capture on my camera phone, but phone camera here, but it was so clear. I was impressed. And of course, they have gacha machines. They had a couple different collections, but this one had like mini figurines, rubber key straps, rubber keychains, and buttons. So I tested my luck at one. Instantly got the Kaito. My luck struck again. I've been so lucky this trip. But it was funny. My aunt helped me by funding half of the gacha fee. Pulled it in an instant, and as soon as I opened the capsule, we both like audibly gasped. We were like, "Oh, it's Kaito!" It was amazing. So excited. You better believe I stuck that onto my Ita bag as soon as I got home. Kaito shines upon thee from thy heavens. Yes, Kaito knows. And every year at Magical Mirai, they make a life-sized statue of Miku in that year's like costume. So this is the current theme, Starry Skies. Very pretty. Here's a better look. Yeah, pretty impressive. They also got like the transparent material on the leg too. And this was like a little whiteboard interactive display. You could borrow some markers to decorate your own little star. And these were the official star plushies for this year. I can't believe they didn't make merch of this. I was fully expecting to buy something of this sort, but no, they didn't make anything. Because like this year, very modern. Each Vocaloid has their own plushie in a display case on their waist somewhere, so I thought they would recreate it. I wanted a Kaito one, but no, they didn't have anything. But these were the life-size standees. There's Luca, Rin, Len. God, they're so cute. I'm not familiar with this artist. Their name is Nishoku Kope. I've never seen their work, but man, I was so impressed by the rendering on the clothes, like the textures, and also like the musculature on the body. I wish I could draw like that. There's Miku with like the most detailed hair I've ever seen. Meiko, happy 20th to her. So happy for her. And I had to take the eldest siblings together. And my boy Kaito. This is currently my phone home screen, of course. He looks so good. I'm just a little salty that he doesn't have his scarf. And there was a little workshop area. Half of the workshop was like making your own patchwork stuff, and then this one was using film to make sparkly decorations. So I tried this one. You essentially use these pre-made templates, I guess, that has glue on it. You press it onto the backside of the plastic strip and then layer it with a different colored film and gently press on it, and when you peel, it transfers. And so you get your own little custom keychain. It was a little tricky. Turned out okay, I think. But the organizers recommended like further decorating with your own stickers and stuff, so I might be doing that. There was another interactive board where you could stick a sticker for the area you've been from. I made sure to leave my mark for California. There's a lot of Californians visiting apparently. But oh man, the concert was so fun. I had such a great time because my aunt got tickets for the first row in the B section, so we had an alleyway in front of us. Nobody was blocking our view. We had like a very open space in front of us. So good. So convenient. It was also closer to the front. A little off to the side on the right, but we had a great view of the stage. A lot of Americans generally, yeah. You're right though. Of course there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot from like China over here, but yeah, you're right. Pretty much spread across America. No one to block your view. Yeah, it was great. I wore my wedge heel sandals just so I could get an extra boot, like extra couple inches over everybody, but not really necessary that time. It was great. We had a slight scare though when we went into the concert side, the line. They were doing ID checks to confirm that the ticket name matched your identity, but they stopped us because my ticket was under my middle aunt's name, and my young aunt who was with me explained that upon booking through the ticket system, she couldn't input my info because I was an American citizen, and that's why she used her sister's name. So there was a discrepancy between my passport and the ticket, and we were slightly worried that I wouldn't be able to go into the concert. I would have been so sad. But we talked to the staff member from that ticket site, and they could, visually tell that we're not like resellers. We don't flip tickets. We weren't doing anything illegal. It was just an unfortunate circumstance of me being an American. So that would have sucked ass. I know. I was so scared for a second, but they were very understanding and forgiving. They were like, okay, there is a way to change the name for non-Japanese citizens. You could have just given us a call and we would have helped you out. So please make sure to do that next time this happens. And my aunt was like, okay, great, good to know. Thank you so much for letting us know. Sorry for being American. Yeah, basically. Unfortunate circumstance of being an American. Yeah, I think it was like I had to have a membership to get a ticket under my name, but they wouldn't let me register. So, that was a scare. But concert was great. I had a great time. Kaito looked so good, and the encore was so much fun. They had pretty much all of the Vocaloids perform for most of the encore section, so it was a very nice send-off. I'm so glad I got to go. It was hot as fuck outside, though. But anyways... Let's see... One day you would love to go to Japan... Miku Hatsune's concert for your bucket list. You went to American Miku's concert twice. Nothing like Japan. I believe it. I've never been to the Miku Expos or Miku tours in America, but mostly because it's only Miku. They don't really feature the other Vocaloids. Yeah, the real deal is a lot of fun. I can confirm. This is my second time. Only my second time, but it was so fun. Let's see. So after that, oh yeah, this last thing they had another interactive display. You could get like a strip of masking tape and fill in the characters however you wanted. So it was like a collaborative art effort. Cute. But after the concert, we were a little hungry, so we decided to stop by a yakitori restaurant in the mall next to the station. It was pretty good. There was a daikon salad. I think that was like a tuna dressing, and this was chicken thigh, I believe, with some wasabi on top. This was very fresh wasabi. It hurt my nose. Also got some minced chicken with a fresh egg. We also got the grilled chicken skins, but I forgot to take a picture of those. They were so good. My favorite. But yeah, we headed back to the grandma's place at around 8 and arrived around 9:30. Just took a shower and did some final packing before I left for the day. My feet were so sore that day, but it was so fun. I got to enjoy the event to the fullest. Nothing of note on the flight back here, but my luck struck again at the very last moment. The last plane I took, there was nobody sitting next to me, so I got my whole row to myself. It was kind of nice. Could relax. But this was my haul from the Magical Mirai. Oh, I forgot to talk about the creators market. So inside the event space, there's a small section. I say small. There's like a decent sized section for independent creators to sell their own goods and CDs. And we stopped by there because one of my cousins asked us to grab a CD and get a signature from that artist or producer. Extra space on the plane is awesome when it happens. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it because it was such a tiny plane and the crew kept saying it was a pretty full flight, so I was like, oh great, I'm gonna have to be stuck with another stranger. But nope, nobody showed up next to me. Had the whole aisle to myself. So we went over there. My aunt was in line for the CD and then had to line up again for the signature. So I was like, I'm gonna go walk around while you do that. I didn't want to just wait around. There were several famous Vocaloid producers that I wanted to see, but I didn't want to line up necessarily. But I found one table featuring two of my favorite Kaito producers. It's Crystal P and Kid P. They're famous for their Kaito and or Len songs. They had some CDs for sale. I didn't realize they were friends, and I didn't realize they were both men. I was under the impression that they were women because they only ever use these male vocals. So I was surprised there. But of course, I went for the Erase or Zero single. That's Crystal P's famous single song. This is one of my favorite albums by Kid P. I had to get that one. But as I was like putting away my money and the CD into my Ita bag, I felt a little awkward in the silence, so I just blurted out, I'm always rooting for you guys. I actually came all the way from America today, and I think it was Kid P. He was like, all the way from America? Like, he got so round-eyed and wide-eyed, and I was like, yeah. I wasn't expecting such a huge reaction, and I got excited, and I was like, yeah, I'm all the way from America. And I guess hearing that really got him, like, excited, or kind of made him realize that he has fans all over the world. So he was like, he really strongly responded with, I'm gonna try my best, I will work hard. And I was like, yes, please keep it up, keep up the good work. We both had like the biggest smiles, and I was like, thank you so much. It was such a cool moment. I got to meet two of my favorite creators and encourage them that way. Oh, it was so magical. I wasn't expecting them to be there, and now I have their CDs. It was awesome. That was like the highlight of the concert, I think. Oh man. Well, almost 4 hours later, that was my summer Japan trip. God, it was so hot, but I'm just glad I could stay hydrated. No heat stroke here, just some sore feet. Concert was fun. Monster Hunter Bar was so much fun. But yeah, I'm already thinking about next year and this winter, because it sounded like a fantastic time. It was, yeah. I'm really happy I got to spend time with my family again like this. And they seem to enjoy themselves too. But since my company has a winter break in December, I'm hoping to maybe spend a week of it in Japan. Go to Comiket. Comiket. Glad I had so much fun. Yeah, I did. It really was 4 hours. I know. So much to talk about. But yeah, I hope I can go wintertime. We'll see. But I also hope I can go again next summer for the next Magical Mirai, because it'll be Kaito's 20th anniversary. This year was Meiko's, but it should be Kaito's next year, and I really want to go for that. So I'm counting on my aunt to win tickets for me again. Fingers crossed for her. Comiket lucky ass, yeah. I haven't been to Comiket in so long. I can't remember when the last one was exactly. I think it was during college, so it would have been about 8 years ago. That's on your list if you ever go, so you can dojin EDM CDs. Oh, I believe it. They have a lot of dojin artists over there. There's not really a particular artist I'm following right now. I just miss the overall atmosphere, and I'm hoping that maybe one of the HoYoverse artists I follow will have a booth so I can meet them in person. That's just a hope. But yeah, next Magical Mirai, hopefully I can go and celebrate my boy, Big 220. And who knows, maybe CB and I will be able to go in the fall, because I really want him to meet my grandma. Anyways, as you can kind of tell, my voice is getting shot. This was my trip for the summer. I'm glad I finally got to do something summery though, like a music festival and fireworks, seafood at the end of the summer season. I'm glad I got to do this. But thank y'all so much for sticking around. I hope you had fun looking at all the pictures and stuff. I will, as I said, post this on YouTube later. Oh, thank you for sharing. No problem. I'm always happy to talk about my adventures. I think next Monday we'll go back to Okami. If nothing else happens, I forget how far we've gone. Go drink some water. I've been sipping water. I might need like a cough drop at this point. But yeah, thank y'all so much for listening. This was fun. Hope to see y'all next week for some Okami time. We should be nearing the end, I hope. But it's still pretty hot, it seems, even though we've entered September. So please stay hydrated. Have a good night or day wherever you are, and I shall see you next Monday. It was fun and the photos were great. Thank you! Glad you enjoyed it. We shall see when my next trip will be. Matana.